We are back recording episode 104. This is the show about nothing, radio show about nothing, podcast about nothing. We are back in the building. A lot of energy. A lot of stuff happened this week. Let's just clap it up for life. Clap it up for life. Couple early shout outs. Let's get introductions out first. To my left, co-host, co-creator, co-owner, co-founder, Drock in the building. Shout out to Rockstars.
What's happening, baby? We are back in action. One of the craziest sports week of my life. Yeah. Let me tell you something, y'all. The biggest sports story of the week is not the Super Bowl.
That's crazy to me.
I don't know if y'all youngins that's listening know the magnitude of the statement I just made. Like, the biggest story of the week is not the Super Bowl, bro. I feel like this happened a week of madness, a week of awards, a week of stepping on your prey, a week of
backstabbing,
a week of backstabbing, a week of
fat suits,
a week of losing 100 M's.
Oh
what a week! What a week, Lord!
Could you imagine?
What a week!
Could you imagine waking up and just losing
100 M's? Hey, but so we can get 100 M's, please stop, like, subscribe, and comment. It's just mentioned we are almost at 500 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
Don't wait to be 500. Be 482.
Oh,
you feel me?
Listen,
you
shout
feel
out
me?
to y'all.
So, but if y'all can't tell, if y'all didn't notice right here, just in case you just tuning in, we got the boy. If y'all don't watch it, if y'all are regulars, y'all know I mention Barry every show because we talk about the Lions so much. We talk about Detroit. We shout out Barry damn near every show.
Facts.
Barry is here live in the flesh.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Detroit stand
What up, though? That is 3-time fantasy football champion Barry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. OVO representative as well.
Yes, sir. All right, so it's a million places to start.
Yeah.
So I figured we can start with music. So if any beautiful women, as always, we do this for the women, especially women.
Let's just shout out to women off the jump. Let's just clap it up for the women.
You know we love y'all. You know y'all do it. We do it for y'all. So we're going to start with something to keep them enthused to listen with the music, with the Grammys, with the stepping on the prey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. It's just brought it up. I actually totally forgot we had to talk about this as I listened to the album for the 5th time today. But Abel, also known as The Weeknd, dropped the 3rd album to the trilogy, Hurry Up Tomorrow. My God. It's take it away.
Listen, what an album. As the resident, EXO Weeknd fan, amazing album. And, of course, it's going to sound expensive. One of the biggest artists in the world is going to sound expensive, but I love when it sounds like a movie. This is what albums are supposed to sound like. Before niggas started making mixtapes, this is what albums sounded like from the biggest and best artists in the world. We just mentioned before the show started, listen, I love a good voicemail in the middle of a song. I love a good voicemail. Everything you're looking for from The Weeknd is there. You got the great pop music. You got the songs he thinks he's Michael Jackson. You got the sad drug music. The transitions are amazing. 10 out of 10. Amazing way to end the trilogy. People say he's retired. People should change his name. If he never sings again, he's one of the best singers ever.
I second everything is said. That album is incredible.
Crazy.
So I love the early Weeknd as the Weeknd transitioned to his what I call Drake era, which is the pop era.
Facts.
I kind of got away from him, but the hits were still hitting and the shows were still showing.
Yeah.
So I knew bro was doing what he was supposed to do. And I don't know if y'all noticed, up until Billie Eilish dropped Birds of a Feather, the Weeknd was the #1 streamed artist in the world for a minute. So he is him.
Yeah,
he
facts.
is him.
350 first week.
The JBP was having a Weeknd versus Bruno Mars argument the other day.
That's a good argument.
And I was like, that's a crazy argument.
That's a good
but then they started talking about sales, and they was like, I don't think the Weeknd sell like that. And they started going through it, and it was like 7 times platinum, 8 times platinum, 120 million. It was like, y'all better watch who y'all talking to.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. The Weeknd is not one of these. The Weeknd is in that Beyonce, Taylor Swift, top tier artist. He just did 300 first week in January.
Yes,
like
in the middle of Luka. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you something. So this is a phenomenal project. The song with Playboi Carti that they performed at the Grammys is incredible. That song is incredible.
That is one of those songs you hear it the first time, like, that's it. That's it.
Yes.
Shout out Playboi Carti.
The Rolling Loud one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's also a song like the first time I listened to some albums, especially if it's midnight, which this was, you kind of get zoned out. I kind of be on my phone,
especially for this album because it transitions so well.
Exactly. I was a minute and a half into the song, like, hold up. This is great. Like, whoa, this is insane. Yeah. Like, so that song, the song with Future, Pluto, Atlanta always was like,
Future
Pluto,
feature was so crazy.
Pluto is incredible.
Yeah.
The Metro beats on here are dumb. The Metro beats on here are
rare
so
air Metro
stupid.
Right now. The Weeknd, not the Weeknd, of course the Weeknd. Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
I love the track. It's crazy. It made me think you could with the Travis Scott feature because The Weeknd is one of the few artists he don't got to change the whole song to put Travis Scott on there.
Exactly.
He don't got to change the whole song.
I was like, as soon as it came on, I was like, there's a feature. I was like, that's where you use Travis because it blended, it flowed with the song, the energy, the what's the word I'm looking for? The theme of the song. It fit that so well. Right. But the open, I don't know how we haven't mentioned this. The intro with the Michael Jackson Thriller. Boy,
some stones on you, man. Some stones on you.
Nah, boy, you crazy, Abel. You crazy. But Take Me Back to L.A. is crazy. Give Me Mercy is crazy. The outro is one of my favorite songs. Hurry Up Tomorrow. The Biss. But like he really went 22 for 22. No funny. Like he went 22 for 22.
Which is insane.
This is a phenomenal project. But I want to piggyback off of what Ish was saying with what the theme, the message, the sound of the album. I just mentioned I was really off of the pop era of The Weeknd. But he did what the greats do on one of their biggest, best, most expensive projects, and that's blend everything you love from me into one project and make it fit seamlessly. And he did that with the pop, like you said, the drug, the dark R&B Weeknd, the I Can Just Sing, and then the Michael Jackson, I Want to Be Mike Weeknd. You got all four.
It's legit. Like that Sao Paulo songs, like it feel like let's go to MJQ. Like you just want to, like you just want to dance. Like you just want to bop. Like,
as soon as I heard it, I said, "Oh, he got him." He got him.
Listen,
he got him.
He is out of there, bro.
What a project. And then on a complete opposite end of the spectrum, ESTG dropped.
Facts, I did. Yes, I do remember you mentioning
ESTG dropped. Let's see. He can hurt me very bad. So listen.
Barry, did you listen to ESTG?
No comment.
Listen. First off, Lil Baby on Houston Landaville, that's what we missing. That's what we missing. If you haven't heard the album, at least
I'm definitely gonna listen to that soon.
That Lil Baby verse, and Travis is on the end of it too, and he going crazy too. Like it's Houston Landaville is probably the best song on there. It's crazy. The second song on there is a Duffel Bag Boy flip, crazy.
Oh yeah, they clear a lot of samples.
And then after.
Wayne sold that catalog. This place you go.
He fell for the 100 M's and they was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he flipped Duffel Bag Boy. And I like ESTG. Like I said for Lil Baby, when you're a trap artist, it's a very hard thing to sustain and be what you came in as, because when you come in, it's nothing like the hunger behind that music. The same thing with Meek, same thing with Lil Baby. Like it's nothing like that hunger, which is why you give the Jeezys, the Futures, and the T.I.s the credit, because y'all treat them like they just trap artists. But strictly trap artists don't have the longevity they have.
Hard.
So your statement is just factually incorrect when you speak about them. So that is what I will say about the ESTG album. Facts. Take that as you will.
I think that's an endorsement. I'm gonna say that's an endorsement.
Thank you. Send that to him.
Shout out ESTG.
Please do not go look at my socials.
But listen, man, I gotta listen. Name of this podcast, because let's not get here yet. Grammys.
Yes.
Let's hit the Grammys.
Yes.
Listen, the Grammys are so fun to watch when all your favorite artists win. Like I enjoy. Like it was like watching a super good movie. Like when all your favorite artists win, every single commercial cut, you like, dang, you back to the awards. Like these guys really know music.
Bro, I was like, right again. Like, wow.
Yo, like the Grammys is so awesome when everyone, like when it's correct, like hundreds across the board.
That was an incredible show, bro. Yeah. A lot of people was like, "Is something about to go wrong?" Because that was a really good show. Like that was too good.
Favorites from the night off top. First, for sure, Sabrina Carpenter.
Incredible performance.
Like that is like one of the best pop songs like ever. Like I love that song.
And then she mixed it with the please.
Yeah,
she ate that.
Deluxe on the way. Deluxe on the way. Shout out them. Doechii, of course.
Superstar.
Amazing performance.
Superstar.
Won the Grammy. Clap it up for Doechii, bro. Won the Grammy. Shout out to Future. Did she win the trophy? She won the trophy, bro.
You feel me? I want to just stop right there for a second with Doechii with the best rap album off your debut mixtape. Won the Grammy off a mixtape.
Yeah.
What we talking about, Doechii? Like, and well deserved. It didn't feel like one of them awards where it's like, all right, we just gonna give her the little sympathy vote because we don't really know.
Yeah, or like it sold 700, so it's gotta get
exactly.
No. Like this was like, okay, this is what we feel like was the best album, and I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I love it for Doechii, honestly.
I love it for Doechii because my vote would have went to We Don't Trust You, as y'all know, as y'all
on here,
as y'all know, that was my favorite album. I think that's one of Future's best.
Keep in mind, Doechii's from Florida.
And
not from Atlanta, unfortunately.
And I do think with these awards, you do take a lot of things into consideration. And as we get into Kung Fu, I don't even like saying his name no more. I'm scared of the nigga. As we get into Kung Fu, I
think I might walk out.
Shit. But that started all of that. What y'all was awarding him, like this album started all of that. So I do think it should have been something should have won from that Future album.
Right.
That's the only gripe I have, but Doechii winning is never going to be a problem with me.
Yeah.
She deserves that, and her speech was incredible.
Facts.
I love when artists take the time to say something that means something and say something that's going to touch the people that look like them. So that was an incredible speech by Doechii. And then, like it said, the performance was just what you do, like what I've come to expect from her.
Yeah,
like
literally.
A lot of people were probably seeing her on that stage for the first time, but if you've watched her Tiny Desk, if you've been on TikTok and been watching the shows that she's been doing, Can't Flog Nog, you know this what she do. Yeah. She is a artist. She is a performer. She is an entertainer, and she showed that. She is cold. Bro.
Shout out TDE, man. Listen, it was a good night. Sorry, Barry. Listen, it was a good night for TDE Top Dog Entertainment. Before we get to the Queen, you know, she got hers last. We'll talk about hers last. She got the biggest and best, but 5 for 5. Clean sweep.
Hey, baby. He
Clean
loves Kobe,
sweep.
don't he?
Yeah,
he loves Kobe.
Shit.
Y'all seen the Hard Part 5.
Listen,
y'all seen it.
And then to pop out and accept the real awards, man. Listen, the camera cut to that nigga in the. You remember the end game when Black Panther walked out? You'd have thought the nigga came back and mad like through a portal. I said, "Is that Kendrick?" Everybody in my house. Oh my God, Kendrick there. Like this nigga got to do the Super Bowl in 7 days. Still came to put on that Canadian tuxedo.
You feel me?
Hey,
y'all don't be seeing this shit,
I'm sorry, bro.
The nigga had on the Canadian tux. He's a maniac.
Listen, Ice crazy, too. Listen, we're going to dick around for a little bit. Ice was crazy. Niggas been on Twitter saying Jalen Hurts chain, rapper chain. Listen, Kendrick put on a crazy
Let me show you a Jesus piece, twin.
Yeah.
Let me show you something.
Listen.
But 5 for 5, it is the only, in my eyes, the first song to win Record of the Year at the Grammys. Technically, the first rap song is This Is America, but that's...
Shout out Childish Gambino, shout out Stone Mountain, stand up.
It's royalty.
But yeah, so technically the second rap song to win Record of the Year.
Yeah.
It is the first year that 3 black artists have won the 3 major categories, which is Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. First time that's ever happened with Beyonce, Kendrick, and Kendrick. But the rap cleanup, I wasn't surprised at. Him winning Song of the Year
Song of the Year
and Record of the Year
crazy.
back to back is insane.
Nuts.
That is insane. Yeah. On a diss record, it went from the first diss record to win a Grammy to it won 5.
Yeah. It swept.
What?
And listen, Elephant in the room. When he won Record of the Year, because I think Record of the Year came first, and he was walking up there, and the whole crowd was into it. It wasn't like, oh yeah, Kendrick won. They was in there into it, singing the lyrics. Everyone has seen the 30 million videos of Taylor Swift
doing the sticky look to that guy.
Hey, mine. Listen, the entire crowd.
She had the champagne toast. She had the tip.
She had the cup up. She had the cup up like, yeah, we got him. Like, we smoked him.
She had the champagne toast for the goats, bro.
Listen, Listen, shout out Kendrick. First thing he said when he got up there. What's up, Jay? What's up, home? What's up, B? Yeah, listen, that is like that Oscars, those Grammys was black excellence. That it felt great being black watching those Grammys.
Man, it felt so great. Yeah. And usually when you come out of that, some of it is like performative, or some of it is like real, like, oh, we gonna put this in front of y'all because something tragic just happened.
Yeah, or Tiffany Haddish doing the pre-show, or like
type shit. Yeah, like it's that felt like all right. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, like we're just better. We're just better.
Like,
that's what it felt like.
Let's just be honest about what's going on.
It felt like watching the Olympics. Like, we're just nice. Like,
exactly.
We just nice at everything.
Hey, let's tell the truth this year and show him that actually we better than you. Yeah. Like, that's just what it is. Yeah. Like, a black woman won the best country art. Like, it's just shit going on that ain't never happened before.
Listen,
we gonna show it.
Let's hit on the Beyonce thing. Listen. 2 for 2, right? She got the best country and then
3 for 3. Her and Miley won for 2 most
wanted. Listen, shout out Miley Cyrus.
Oh my, Miley, y'all know how that.
Listen, shout out Miley Cyrus.
Y'all know how.
Shout out Hannah Montana. Shout out whoever gave her that dress. Shout out, shout out Billy Ray Cyrus.
Shout out Shabuzi.
Shout out Shabuzi.
Shout out Shabuzi. Sure. Almost, boy, he got him one. He got him. I'm telling you what he did.
But
I saw that video.
Listen, Beyonce, the queen, just the queen of everything.
That's just the queen.
Of the world. Cleaned up, finally won album of the year. The reaction was hilarious. Priceless reaction.
Authentic.
Listen, couldn't believe it. Yo, you take this is listen, I'll just give you this time as the Cowboy Carter, man.
You see the shirt. Y'all know what she do, man. So listen, man. Listen. So her winning for 2 Most Wanted, I was surprised about because I thought they was gonna give a country artist one of the awards just because that's usually what the Grammys do. Mm-hmm. And when she got that award, I was like, oh, that's cool, because that wasn't on the actual show. That was a pre-show announcement. It was like, nice, she cleaned it up. And then she won Best Country Album. Yeah. And I said, okay, that's the first step. Mm-hmm. But they do that to her. And that's where the meme came from, the reaction came from, because she had literally just sat down. And then they was like, Beyonce. And she was like, what the? And won Best Country Artist, Best Country Album, well-deserved. But then I had to think, and I was like, here we go again.
Right, yeah. She's going to win for the best category.
Give her the album that the category she's in. Yeah. Give her one of her songs. Give her a bunch of nominations. And then obviously give the award to Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, etc.
Right.
So they do a wonderful tribute. Shout out to all the firefighters and prayers to everybody in LA. Of course, the wonderful tribute to the firefighters. And they do that drum roll for the album of the year. You know it's the last night. And everybody knows, this is the funniest part, of the tension in the room, of everybody knowing, if Beyonce don't win this award and I do, everybody going to be mad at me. No one but my family is going to be happy I won this award.
And Hov doing a post-game interview.
Now I got Hov and Blue Ivy doing interviews.
Right.
And Elliot Wilson.
And Elliot.
Like, Hov is going to walk out here and do a DeMarcus Cousins interview. Like, y'all see what's going on.
It's ridiculous. So listen, I'm sitting there. We in the house. Shout out to Javante. His birthday was yesterday. Yeah. Had some people over. And y'all know we got that drum roll. And she said, Cowboy Carter. Yeah. I said, like it's about time. Like this was 10 years in the making for Lemonade. Beyonce.
Maybe more. 20 years.
Like, dog, 25 years, 30 years in the making, bro. Like, this is a testament to hard work, a testament to perseverance. That album is incredible. I do think it should have won. I'm just very surprised they actually finally made the right decision.
Facts.
But as the Grammy said right before the Weeknd surprise performance, we have changed up our voting system. We have more voting members, and this is something else they switched up because Parks is on the voting board. Shout out to JBP again. He said that at first it wasn't a lot of voters, and then when they did the 13,000, that's when Parks got on the board. They did that a few years ago, but you voted for every single category.
Right, instead of just yours.
Yes.
Right.
Now you can only vote for 7 categories. Okay. So the people voting on these categories
actually care.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fire.
You actually listen. So Parks is voting on the hip hop. Elliot's voting on the hip hop.
Right.
And now you got Jelly Roll voting on the country music instead of Parks, like, or instead of me, like, or you, like, so it just made the that's why you got the results of the awards you did, and I guarantee you, even if that wasn't one of the most watched Grammys, it'll be one of the most rewatched Grammys.
Yeah, one of the most remembered Grammys.
And one of the most remembered Grammys because you did right. And I think as the years go by, you'll start to see that. Because the funny thing is, no one mentioned it was only 2 black performers. It was only Shabuzi and Doechii.
Facts.
But because you awarded the artist, the black artist, no one cares. But if you wouldn't have awarded the black artist, then when it had no black performance, it would have looked like what it's always looked like.
Exactly.
But when you do the right thing and it feels like included and not a facade, you don't get any backlash. And I haven't seen really any backlash from the Grammys except from Billie Eilish.
It was legit. I cannot remember the last time an award show, almost of any category, maybe the ESPYs, back when Drake hosted it. But the last time we all watched an award show and was okay with it.
10 out across the board.
Like maybe like 2016 VMAs.
Chris Brown, he got his award finally too this year.
Right, Chris Brown won Best R&B album.
Yes!
Like,
yes!
Yo, like it was a great night for black artists just in general.
Yeah, and Mooney Long won the award for Best R&B song with the Made For Me.
Facts.
Like, they just cleaned up. But I'm going to say it again while I got on the shirt before we get into some more GOATs. Hey, bro. Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Prince, Stevie Wonder, Whitney Houston. That's the table she's at.
Okay.
Stop mentioning her with the Taylor Swifts of the world, with the Weeknds of the world, with the Ushers of the world.
That's fair.
It no offense.
Yeah, that's fair.
Them guys are who they are. They one of the greatest too.
Yep.
But that class, that 6, 7, and really that top 3 with Mike, Prince, and Beyonce, is different up there. Yeah. It's the air is different, the notoriety is different, the expectation is different, the output is different. She's just different. Stop talking about her like she's regular. Stop comparing her to these mere mortals. She is who she is for a reason. She's talked about like she's talked about for a reason.
Facts.
And when y'all see this concert, y'all gonna understand again.
Yeah.
Shout
Limited
out to
dates,
Beyonce, man.
Limited dates too. I find that interesting.
Hey, bro, she about to go crazy.
Yeah.
She about to do 28 shows and lose her mind.
Yeah.
Like, lose her mind.
Listen, shout out Beyonce, shout out Grammys,
Yes,
shout out
sir.
Kendrick, PG Lang, all that. Amazing. Somehow, the Super Bowl is not next. And I figured out the name of this episode on the way here. And I don't think we've ever did this, but it's just going to be like 8 question marks. Because that's what I texted Daniel. When I listen, so just okay. Listen, this is gonna be one of those. I remember where I was when this trade happened, so I'm gonna go first, and we can just share what was going on. I was playing Marvel Rivals. I was in the party playing Spider-Man. Listen, shout out Marvel Rivals, by the way. Great game. But I was like on my phone. I was on Twitter, and I saw Shams the minute he tweeted it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at it, and listen, no disrespect. It took me like 30 seconds to make sure that like his name was spelled correctly. Like that was really Shams. Like
type shit for real.
I'm like, is that Shams? And I Google how to spell Shams' name. I'm like, oh yeah, that is Shams. Like, oh, he got the verified badge. Like, you can buy that now. Like, okay, cool. Then I say it in the party, and niggas are like, that's gotta be fake. Like, it's like 3 niggas in the party. Rich is in the party. Shout out Rich. Rich is like, bro, that shit is fake, bro. Like, I'm not gonna believe it till Ronnie put it. Like, till he see it on 2K. That's what he said. And then a couple minutes later, this nigga Shams quoted it. This is not a joke. I am not acting like. And now I'm like, damn, this is real. But then I think, see, now if he was hacked, that's exactly what he was saying.
That's exactly what a hacker would say.
If I was a hacker. And it didn't set in until all these crazy quotes calling Luka fat came out. That's when I was like, oh yeah, they really traded him. Because like 20 minutes later, Luka was the most out-of-shape nigga in the world. Like, they hadn't seen cars as big as Luka in Dallas. The way they was talking about this nigga. Like, it was like niggas doing, like former trainers doing podcasts about Ice-T. Like, it was so crazy how they treated him. I just wanted, like, what was y'all first thoughts? What was going on when y'all figured out what was going on? Especially you, Bear, because I know you're a Lakers fan.
There you go.
So, it was a nice Saturday. We had a nice little cookout. Had the folks
Facts,
over.
facts.
We was watching some wrestling.
Yeah.
We checked the group chat. Oh, that's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn on ESPN. Ticker goes off. Oh, this is real. We was so real. We got on FaceTime with each other. We was like, no, this is fake. This is fake. Me, Ash, T, shout out the whole group chat. oh, this is real. Then you got commentators commenting on the college basketball games.
Yeah.
This is fake.
It's gotta be, bro.
Fake. Like you said, a hacker. If I was a hacker, what would I say?
Literally,
I'm not
bro.
hacking nobody.
Yeah.
Then, like you said, they call Luka fat. I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm 6'8", 270, am I really fat?
Yo, that's what I was like. It was like he's 270 pounds. I was like, I feel like that's like a good range.
Yeah, like if I'm 6'9", I should be that.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Then you're like,
because when LeBron was in Miami, they was like, he's 6'8", 260. He can run through the moon. Like, but now Luka 10 pounds lighter, averaging 34, and now it's like, keep going, my fault.
but then you're like, but okay, you trade Luka for AD though. That's what threw me off. And then going back, it's like, oh, they only gave up what the 2029 pick.
Yeah.
And then Max Christie and Jalen Hood. It's like this can't be real.
Yeah.
Like he's hacked.
He's hacked, bro.
But then I found out that the Mavs GM is the guy who supposedly messed up
the Steph Curry thing.
Steph Curry deal.
Bro, how do you hire that nigga? How do you hear that story and think this nigga should be in charge of any players? Do you know?
No, wait. Then it was like, then I
was-
thought about the whole Mark Cuban quote. He was like, "I'd rather divorce my wife than trade Luka."
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh wait, he sold part of his team last year. So
Yeah.
it's like, this might get some traction. This might be real. So
But to your answer, why he hired him, also was the CEO of Nike for about 2 decades. Managed Kobe, Michael Jordan, LeBron.
That's the nigga Kanye told that he go play 1-on-1 versus nobody.
That's probably, honestly, maybe.
Yo,
honestly.
somebody got to get a microphone in front of Ye ASAP.
But Barry, if you pull it up and tighten the things at the top and the bottom in front of like where you want it in position to you, yeah, it'll tighten. Okay, but so my reaction
Facts.
when I went, I was sitting down and shout out to Captain America. We was just talking about the Fantastic Four trailer. We'll end with the nerd shit at the end.
Yep.
But Taylor was catching up on the Captain America Winter Soldier show, which if you haven't seen, you should go watch before the movie because you're not going to get a lot of the movie if you don't watch it. I'm glad I rewatched it, and it's way better than I remember it. That shit is really good. I think it came out of a lot of Marvel fatigue, so a lot of people didn't really like
Yeah, it was a
digest
weird
it.
time, yeah.
That shit is really good.
And he was like broke or shit in the first episode.
But so we sitting there, and out of nowhere, I just paused the TV. She like, I was like, shut the fuck up. She said I wasn't talking, and I was like, I'm not talking to you. I was like, don't worry about what I got going on right now, because some big shit is happening. I'm screaming like, there's no way this is real.
No way,
I
bro.
said, there's no way this is real. So then I was like, look, I ain't stupid, bro. I put my phone, I turned the shit back on. I sat for like 30 seconds. I was like, but what if this shit is real, bro? Like,
are we getting Centel?
Are we getting Centel?
This can't be Shan's real page. And then it's like you said, he quoted the tweet and was like, no, this is a real deal. Luka has been traded. And Roby quoted said the same thing. He was like, a nigga that just got hacked will say some shit.
Yo, shout out Roby.
So it's like, bro, like, you're not getting me.
Yeah, nah.
And it took like 7 or 8 minutes for like the ESPN notification.
Yeah.
Then the Mavericks tweeted it.
Bro.
Boom, boom, boom. And I was like,
look, we was in the party with Rich. I was like, Rich was like, bro, it's not real. I'm not gonna believe it till we get on 2K. I said, Rich, my phone just buzzed from ESPN. He said, Shams work for ESPN. Richard Mavericks fan. That nigga like, bro, they all talk about Shams, bro. He got hacked.
So we sitting there and I'm like, yo, I can't focus on nothing for 20 minutes. The TV ain't on nothing. I'm just pacing around the house like,
I can't believe it.
What do you mean you traded Luka? Like, I cannot compute that in my, like, what do you,
I ain't gonna
for
lie.
Anthony Davis, like,
For
none
Anthony
of this made
for
sense.
Anthony Davis in a 1.
But like, all of it made
a
sense at the same
2029
time.
run.
Yeah.
Like, Anthony Davis from Luka goes to LA. Like, Anthony Davis comes to team up with the Kyrie who he was trying to play with when he was in Boston.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is,
Yeah.
this is why the NBA is the NBA.
Yeah. Listen, them ratings got low. Nigga walked in there. He's like, you're getting traded. Anthony Davis like, me? Like, what you mean?
Oh, man.
He said, Super Bowl Sunday, you're getting traded. I can't, like, and I mean this with all sincerity. I love my dad to death. But my dad was like, I would have traded him too. And that's when I knew that was some crazy shit to do. Like, the idea of trading a nigga that's 25 with more first-team All-NBAs than Steph Curry already is ridiculous to me. I could understand if it was like the Zion thing. It's like, all right, Luka played great for 40 games, get hurt for 20 games, we missed the play, and like, cool. He just led the league in scoring and drug y'all through the West to the finals. Like, he just came off his best season. And, like, listen, is Luka the most physically in shape nigga? No. He also just played 100 games, averaging 35 in one season. Like, I'd be pretty fucking tired, too, in the finals, chasing these niggas around. Like, and that Celtics made every team look like that last year. Like, Giannis in shape, Giannis looked the same way. That nigga looked tired as fuck chasing them niggas. Like, yo, listen, and it's always the Lakers. It's always the Lakers, bro.
Hey, since 1960, the Lakers have had a top 10 player in basketball other than the years between Kobe and LeBron.
They've always had somebody.
It was ridiculous. Jerry West, Kareem Magic, Shaq, Kobe Shaq, Kobe Paul, LeBron AD,
and Luka. Yeah, no, it's first of all,
that is crazy, bruh. That's crazy, bruh.
Listen, we were talking.
Shout out the Buzz family.
That's dead ass like one team in the NFL having Dion, Tom Brady.
It's like the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers is such an outlier in the NFL that it is spoken like that would never happen again, ever again,
bruh. It's like doing that, then getting Brady and Mahomes after. Like it doesn't make sense.
It's literally like the Yankees franchise.
Yes, they just get better every time. I was
speechless. Like
we talked about the Mark Andrews drop, and Barry, of course, respectfully as a Detroit fan, you can relate to this, and I can relate to this too. As a Spurs fan, I was on the other end of the Ray Allen shot, but the heartbreak of a sports fan is hard to describe. God bless them Mavericks fans.
Nah, for real, bro.
Like that, like no cap, no funny. If I was a kid and I was a Dallas Mavericks fan, I might not watch basketball anymore. I might stop watching basketball. Like that is, it's no precedent for it, and it was the way it happened was so disrespectful. To just completely burn that bridge, like trading. Okay, it's one thing. Doing it like first, we're not gonna put you up for auction. We're not going to tell you. We're not going to ask if you want to sign the Supermax. And we're not even going to let you know we're about to trade you. Like, you go get the notifications like everybody else? Like you Chandler Parsons or something? Like, what?
That shit is so disrespectful. So let's get into that. So let's go step by step. We'll go the reaction, then we'll go to like the fit of both teams.
Right.
But I want to stay there for a half a second, bro. Like, the disrespect, like that's what I don't get about the situation because
it's like they resented him, like they really did not like that.
Like it made it seem like they wanted to embarrass him.
Yeah,
they wanted the story about him being overweight and out of shape and having a bad attitude. Yeah. They wanted all of that to come out so it justified why they did the move because they knew if 3-4 days before that move came out and it was like Luka's on the trade market, it would be like, what are you talking about? Luka is on the trade market. Every TV show, every sports show, podcast would have been coming out like, if you trade Luka, you are an idiot.
He might get fired before you get a chance to trade him.
Exactly. And they wanted to escape that pressure, so they did it this way. And it's just wrong to do to a player. It's one thing to do it in the NFL.
Right.
You do this shit in the NBA, you may never get a free agent again.
Jordan Dallas.
Because let me tell you something. That was not Nico Harrison by himself.
Yeah.
That was Nico Harrison and the owner.
Facts.
Nico Harrison is taking all of the blame because billionaires don't like blame, criticism, or skepticism. So he's going to step away, and the team is kind of managed a little bit differently with Mark Cuban not being the face of everything. It's kind of multiple people are the face. So they're going to stay out of the spotlight, and Nico is like, I'll take the brunt of this, and we'll do this together. You don't make a move with $1 billion asset like Luka without letting your billionaire owner know that. That's not something you do.
Apparently, he told the owner, and the owner laughed.
I I will never believe that. I will never in my life believe the owner did okay this because, I just said.
No, he said he eventually okayed it, but because they had been talking about it for months. But he said the first time he brought it up, the owner laughed, and the first time he brought it to Rob Pelinka, Rob Pelinka laughed at that nigga too.
And I agree. And so yes, okay. If this was he brought it up 4 or 5 months ago, I absolutely agree with that. Okay, but. Just the disrespect. Yeah. It's such a disrespectful thing. So the next question, actually, Barry, speak to the disrespect and how you feel like the Mavericks handled that before we move on.
Horrible. I would just say it's horrible. Like Ish was saying, Luka's I think top 5 in every offensive category in the playoffs,
every single
and the
category.
Regular season. Yeah. And you just went to the finals. So this is. He may never work again. It's as hard as it is.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, Nico Harrison. You are hell of the stones on you, Nico Harrison. And then for you to come to the press conference and start telling everybody how stupid they thought you were for making this. The entire press conference was like, yeah, I told my wife about it. She said she divorced me. And then, I called Jason Kidd. He told me he wanted to quit if I do it. And then the Lakers were like, are you sure? Like the entire press conference was everyone begging you not to do something like this. Hey, listen, it's one thing to be like, this guy isn't going to lead us to a championship, or we want to end this relationship. Listen, taking $100 million out of a nigga pocket out of spite is ridiculous.
It's insane, bro.
It's ridiculous. Handicapping, and what you said about you may not ever get free agents. Yeah, niggas like you mentioned Kyrie and AD. Fam, Kyrie got a player option. Kyrie don't look like the type of nigga that be like, oh, y'all snaked him, y'all wouldn't do that to me. He don't seem like the type of nigga that mind his business or think some shit like that is cool. And Luka and Kyrie were really, really close. We'll talk about fit later. And what's next for Braun, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie leave and go to Lakers next year anyway.
So seriously, bro. All right, let's move on to Luka's fat and the messages that came out of it, because like I said, I do think the messaging behind this was intentional, and they were intentional with how they shaped this dynamic of Luka with his weight, his food, and his drinking habits. That was intentional because let's jump back to before all of this player empowerment, and they still try to do it with the NFL. It's just not as bad. Mm-hmm. But back in the 90s, 2000s, and I'm sure your dad has told you this, Barry, yours as well, especially us growing up playing sports. My dad always looked at me and said, the worst thing you want in your life is a label. Yeah. And the even worse is a negative label. Facts. Because once you get a negative label on you in the media, it's always going to be what they think of you. Yep. A la DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah. DeMarcus Cousins is a wonderful human being. DeMarcus Cousins is one of the best, most skillful big men we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But the thing around DeMarcus Cousins was always he had an attitude problem.
George
he
Karl.
had this problem. Yep. He had that problem. Allen Iverson. Yep. We can go down the list of the mid-2000s basketball players.
Randy Moss. I mean, it goes across sports.
Yeah. Stephon Marbury. Yeah. We can go down the list of the guys that got negative labels and it affected the latter half of their career. Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Shout out to Jimmy Butler.
And so I'm looking at this label, and that's why the label is so detrimental, because you know what you're doing. Yeah. You know how this can affect him. Right. You know what it is. But the difference between Luka and the rest of them niggas is they ain't Luka. Yeah. Luka 34-8-8 last year in the finals 2 years ago. He 29-9-10 in the finals. I mean, in the Western Conference Finals. Like he's different. He lost to Steph Curry. My goodness.
Fam. Niggas started that playoff run it's no way the Suns are not in the finals. And he beat them by 40 on the road. In Game 7. What's so crazy about Luka, and we could just switch to what it's going to look like for Luka moving forward and how he's going to react to a lot of this, is we've seen Luka win playoff series by himself. We've seen Luka win several playoff games just tweaking out. And now you're going to put him in a place where, not just physically put him in a place, but mentally put him in a place where he's probably never been in his entire life, especially coming from where he was overseas. He was an MVP at 18, 17. Now he has a giant, mountain-sized chip on his shoulder.
Thank you.
The Luka villain arc in LA is about to be so fun to watch. And what is just so mind-boggling about the trade is you traded him in the West. You traded him in y'all might see them this year in the first round.
He looked locked in that press conference. I'm not gonna lie. He looked locked in.
Bro, like realistically, you could see them this year in the first round. That's something you want to be on the other side of? Like, that is something, I am excited to see. It's so ironic because you kind of don't know if he stays in Dallas, will he be able to hit this level? But I feel like we are going to get the best possible Luka now moving forward.
Barry.
I just want to add to what y'all was saying about the whole label thing. I just can't imagine. Like, it still don't make sense. Like, could you imagine the Grizzlies trading Ja? Like, even though he was like these bad rep, but it still don't make sense. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, I think Luka, that press conference, he looked locked in. You know, it might take him a while.
He looked like he could not believe that shit, bro. You know what? $100 million worth of motivation must feel like? $100 million worth of motivation. What?
And he just had a kid too, so he probably was like.
He bought a house last week.
He bought a $12 million house, which in Dallas might be a 15 million bedroom house.
Bro, like,
the way they doing houses.
And what is so crazy, and this is why I love LeBron. LeBron, one of the funniest niggas in the world, because one of the first things that came out, like when the details from niggas found out that was real, was Braun was like, yo, I was at dinner. Like, I was with the family, bro.
I ain't know either shit.
Yeah, I ain't know either. 12. Like, I'm sorry, AD.
If Braun didn't know, that means Jeannie Buss didn't know.
Like,
that means didn't nobody know if Braun didn't know. Shit, like.
But like, it's like, what if Mike played his Wizards years on the Lakers? What would Kobe's career look like? What if Mike played his last 2 years, 2000s, on the Lakers, teaching Kobe what Kobe needed to know? That is what we're about to see. And I want selfishly, I want LeBron to get traded, Warriors, Spurs, anywhere that's going to help him compete for a championship now outside of just LA. Because, of course, his team moving forward is going to be Luka's team. But, fam, if the next year of LeBron's career, basketball career-wise, is taking Luka under his wing, and his last contribution to basketball is making Luka the mental superstar he needs to be, like, how else could you end his story like that?
LeBron might have lost maybe 8 minutes a game now just because having Luka on the team.
Fam, LeBron gets to be Draymond Green for the rest of the year.
Dog, like, people aren't understanding that, and then so first off,
talk about them fit wise.
So first off, like, anybody saying that LeBron and Luka can't fit together, won't work together, won't play well together, you're lazy. Yeah. It is a lazy point of view. Simple as that. Yeah. Dog, all you have to do is watch the Lakers the past 3 seasons when Austin Reeves has the ball.
Exactly.
Austin Reeves has been closing out games for the Lakers. And LeBron has been playing second fiddle. Yep. AD has been playing third fiddle to Austin Reeves at times. Sometimes it is to the ideas to get LeBron the ball, but Austin Reeves starts with the ball in his possession.
Facts.
You're just not paying attention. Yep. LeBron is excellent off the ball.
And LeBron's shooting it better than he ever has.
LeBron is one of the greatest scorers of all time, one of the greatest passers of all time, one of the greatest defenders of all time, one of the greatest off-ball defenders of all time. Yeah. What makes you think he can't play off-ball offense?
They said Luka and Kyrie couldn't play together. Look what happened.
That's a fact. That is one
Thank you, Barry.
And it's crazy. This is how good LeBron is. You mentioned all the things he's maybe the best ever at. He still might be the smartest basketball player ever.
Thank you. So we're talking about two of the 5 highest IQ guys in basketball, and we're talking about one of the 3 greatest basketball players we have ever seen in our life. And you talking about what the other guy I think is the second best player in the world, in Luka, can't fit with him? Yeah. Shut up. But how they will fit is exactly what Ish just said, is he's going to go to the Draymond Green role.
Which is
why
terrifying.
he's going to do that is because Luka is the best pick and roll player in basketball right now. Yep. And it's by a long stretch as well. The way Luka is able to manipulate the defense in the pick and roll, it generates an open shot damn near every possession. Right. Now what you do is Luka has been running that pick and roll with the lob threat. Yeah. So that means Luka has to keep the ball in his hands off that pick and roll or the offense stalls. Right. It's actually why the Warriors were able to beat them that year was because they were trapping Luka, and when he had to dump it down to the big, he didn't know what to do with it.
Right, Derek Lively can't make that pass.
And if you guys remember in the finals, Western Conference Finals last year, the Gafford started sitting on the bench, and they had Lively starting to close the games because he had kind of started to figure out what to do in the 3-on-4, 4-on-3, excuse me. So LeBron is now Derek Lively.
Yeah. He's the short roller.
He's the short roller.
Yeah.
So if you want to trap Luka at 30 feet off the pick and roll, then LeBron catches it at the 3-point line and has a 4-on-3. Yeah. If you want to trap him at the 3-point line, LeBron catches it, free throw line is extended and has a 4-on-3. Yeah. It's a pick your poison offense, which is why everybody is immediately counting them out as contenders because of their defense. While their defense will be a problem and people will be able to score at will on them, no one's going to be able to stop them.
Yeah.
No one will be able to stop them. Because Luka, listen, y'all, Luka was averaging 34 a game.
Yeah.
With Kyrie, Derrick Jones Jr.,
PJ
Washington, and Gafford.
Yep.
That now is Luka, LeBron.
Yep.
Austin Reeves, Rui, and
insert big man.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Listen. No, but I'm glad you mentioned Jackson Hayes because it's a couple people that woke up this morning on the Lakers way better players. Jackson Hayes, of course the Lakers said we're looking for an athletic rim protector. Jackson Hayes, you just became a starter in the NBA. Just because you can set a pick, catch a ball, and dunk it in the air, you are now a positive contributor in the NBA. So that's going to be Jackson Hayes. And you know who else woke up $7 million richer? Is that rookie Dalton Connect.
Yes, sir.
Because, boy, listen.
Yes, sir.
You went from, I'm playing with the best passer ever to playing with 2 of the 5 best passers in the league at worst.
And now you're just going to be
wide open. Shooting wide open jumpers the whole game.
It is an amazing fit. And then, so, to Nico Harrison, back to Nico Harrison real quick. Because
he gonna meet a broom soon.
We talk about the labels with Luka, and Luka was fat, and Luka was 272, and he was out of shape drinking
he was arguing with the refs.
Yeah. This is the problem, is that you say all of these things about Luka, but Luka last year, again I say, was 34-8-8, got better in the playoffs, and the guy that's supposed to be the next face of the NBA, the next superstar, the next Michael Jordan, he played him in the Western Conference, outplayed him, and after the series, the next face of the NBA said, I was exhausted because I never played this much basketball before. And Luka averaged 31-8-8 in the series and went on to the finals. And then averaged 27 or 28 in the finals. His worst playoff series he's ever played by far. But if you go down the track of superstars in their first finals, it's usually bad.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be there.
Exactly.
And you lost to maybe the best team of 2000 maybe?
Dog.
2020s?
Like, that team was incredible.
He ain't losing no slouches.
Yes, so, and he was supposed to lose that series. We came in here when we were talking about the finals, if the Mavericks win this series, it's because Luka averaged 38.
It's one of the all-time upsets ever.
Yeah,
it's one of the best playoff upsets we'll ever see.
He lost the series. Everybody thought he was supposed to lose. Yeah. 2 years before that, you were in the Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Your franchise has never won has won one championship, has only been to 3.
Yeah.
And he was a part of one of the ones you've been on. What more could he have done to keep you around? Yeah. And if his habits weren't good enough, and if you were like, all right, I've been around Kobe, because this is where I'm gonna cut him some slack. We'll slow the tempo and the tone down, so you hear I'm cutting you slack.
Right.
Maybe he saw Kobe,
and
then he saw LeBron, and he's been around Michael, and he's been around
worked
Kevin
at
Durant,
Nike, KD,
all of the Nike athletes. He's been right there managing at workouts, et cetera, with. So maybe he has seen the habits of the upper echelon and said, you don't have that. Okay. But if you're looking at him in the light, you're looking at Kobe. And in the light, you're looking at LeBron, KD, Mike. Then maybe the better option is to sit him down and tell him, yo, I've been around A, B, C.
Right.
What you do is not sustainable. You won't be great. You won't win championships. You won't be the multi-time MVP, the multi-time finals MVP you're supposed to be, because you're not doing the things that the GOATs do. and give him the opportunity over the next 2 years after you give him the Supermax. After he got to the finals, realized, oh, shit, it's not that easy to get back to the finals, and got a new chip on his shoulder coming into next year. And then after the end of this year, he get healthy, then all the way through next year after you gave him the Supermax, and he's still same habits, same this, same that. Then you trade him, and it's like, okay, it's just not going to pan out, and we're going to make a move to go get a Pablo Banchero or something like that to, like, reset the market.
Facts.
You traded him for someone older and more injury-prone than him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I think this Mavericks team is incredible.
Great team.
I think they're one of the 4 best teams in the West. I think they can win a playoff series, possibly 2 with the right matchup, because I think Kyrie is like that. Yeah. I think AD is like that. Facts. But no matter how I feel about Kyrie Irving or Anthony Davis, neither one of them are Luka. And then if we take it off the basketball court, what Luka was going to be able to do for you for the next 10 to 12 in the box office, with the media ratings, with the jersey sales, with the product sales, all of that, you lose that too. Love AD, love Kyrie. They ain't driving them in like Luka is. Go look at the All-Star vote in the past 2-3 years.
Yo, forget the All-Star. They are giving out season ticket refunds. They are giving out $2,000 refunds to Maverick season tickets.
Like, right, listen to what's going on.
Their fan base is literally revolting from the inside.
And so, to close, the only way this pans out, the only way we're like, yo, he made the right decision is if in the next 2 years, the Mavericks win a title and Luka never wins one. Yeah. That's the thing. If Luka wins one, then it's like, what did you trade him for? Because when you win one like that, with that type of guy, with that type of superstar, it's like you won 3.
On the Lakers?
With the Lakers, it's like you won 3.
Hey, Barry, listen, that is trading the best player to ever put on your jersey at 25. It's almost unparalleled. It's like trading. It was like when they traded Randy Moss. It's like, okay, like, oh yeah, we didn't like the way, we didn't like his attitude. Okay, I don't like the attitude of a lot of people. He's still the best at what he does. It's like, that is what's so frustrating is now that he's on the Lakers for the next 7 to 8 years, they're gonna not only be competing for championships, they're gonna win at least 1 or 2 championships. It's so obvious to see what is going on for Luka, like his trajectory, because they like he's 34 points, led the league in scoring. We're in the finals. And this is not close to what the best I'm going to be.
We can argue he hasn't hit his prime.
I think he's not hit. He is so far
hit his first prime.
Like, imagine the Thunder trading Shea.
I was just about to say, is this worse than the Clippers trade with them getting rid of Shea for Paul?
1,000%. 1,000% worse.
1,000%.
And let me tell you why.
You weren't sure about Shea yet.
Yeah, and what you mentioned was like, and this is what I told my dad. This is like I was trying to explain to him is like, all right, you got the stones to sit down and be like, yo, we're going to trade Luka Doncic. We're going to get the best value at least, though. Like you called one team. You called 2 teams. You called for Giannis. They farted on the phone, hung up. And then you called the Lakers, and they couldn't believe you. You didn't call any – fam, you didn't call any desperate team? Bruh, you didn't call Houston. It's like, yeah, let me get 4 of those great players. Maybe. The Hawks? I mean, like the Magic, the Spurs. We would have ripped the bolts out. Everybody but Wemby. Cleveland.
Orlando.
Bro.
You could have got Franz and Paolo.
Listen, and as much as I be hating on them, listen, a couple of them Knicks niggas would have went. I'm packing your bag. Villanova boys, yeah.
And you get them out the West.
Yeah. You got to get him out the West, bro. Like, you have to get him out of the West.
You probably could have got Jaylen Brown for him.
Bro, fam, you getting Jaylen Brown and Porzingis?
You probably could have got Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and Derek White. Bro. You probably could have got all of them.
All of them.
And Peyton Pritchard, bro.
like Luka is the type of guy, like, Rudy Gobert got 4 first-round picks.
Mikal got 5.
Mikal got 5.
They would have gave you a first-round pick at your pleasure. That's what the deal would have been. Just take them. Whenever you need them for the
whenever
next 15
we play
years,
bad, just call me.
them.
Whenever we suck, call us. We'll give you the first.
For a 15-year-old.
like, what are we doing, dog? Like,
it was shocking to the system that you would spite your own team to take away $100 million from this nigga, because if you let him sign the Supermax,
no, it's more than that, because
then
you have to pay more taxes in LA.
That's oh my God, he lost way more than $100 million.
How does Klay Thompson feel today?
Oh my God,
how does Klay Thompson feel today?
Listen,
I signed here because of this nigga.
And
I was next to Steph Curry.
And Klay, you've been stinking it up too. Oh my God, I've been watching Klay. Klay been stinking it up. But like, not just Klay, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford.
PJ has been balling too.
Yes,
bro,
been playing great.
Niggas so just Kyrie finna create. I just catch and shoot, bro.
They got Caleb Martin today, which was a really good move.
That was
good move to get somebody to come create off your bench. But Barry, go there. Go speak to how you think the Mavericks would gel offensively and defensively.
Defensively, I can see it. You got, I'm sorry, Klay's not who he is, but you might throw him out there for 10, 15 minutes, guard somebody. You know, when Kyrie locks in, he's a decent defender. PJ Washington, he's a good defender. Lively, Gafford, they can.
They're gonna have a good front court.
They're gonna have a good front court.
PJ, Lively, AD,
but it's gonna come down to the playoffs. Who's gonna guard Shea for 30, 40 minutes? Mm-hmm. You know, who's gonna guard Luka if they see them in the playoffs?
Bro, that is what is so scary about this deal is. Let's say they are everything we think they'll be,
and they jump up,
and you got to go through Luka twice.
Like on the other side, I feel like the only team the Lakers should really be worried about is the Nuggets because of Jokic, because they don't have any rim protection. But I can see them go. I can see the Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals.
I can too. The funny thing is like in fantasy land, this isn't a bad trade.
Right.
Like in some universe, like where you trade 25-year-old superstars all the time, this isn't a bad trade.
Facts.
But in the universe where that never has ever happened in the history of ever, this is a terrible trade. But it's so funny because it's like your team is still extremely good. I can't say it's better because you lost the second best player in basketball.
Right.
But it's still a phenomenal team. And where you actually did go from a B- B+ to an A++ is defense.
1,000%.
Kyrie, either Caleb Martin or Klay, and then PJ, AD, and Lively or Gafford is a disgusting
1,000%.
defensive lineup. Where it worries me is offensively because what version of AD am I going to get? Yeah. If I'm going to get the AD that was in New Orleans and was able to go for 35 and 15 at a moment's notice, then I'm very happy with my chances, especially because I know who Kyrie is in them last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter in the playoffs. So I think it could be one of the situations where AD carries for the first three offensively, and then Mr. Closer comes in with Kyrie at the end. This is something I absolutely think can work matchup-wise. I don't think they want to see Denver, but other than that, I think they can beat everybody else because they are 3-0 against OKC without Luka this year. They're 0-1 with Luka. You add AD to the mix and get better defensively, so even when Chet comes back, now you can help off Chet. Now AD don't gotta guard Chet. He can help, and now AD can play the Draymond Green role where he roams and he can just be the cleanup. Like AD is going to be such a prowess defensively, he might win the defensive player of the year in the next 30 games because of what he's going to look like when a 5 is next to him. Because the Lakers fans have been pleading, get a 5 next to AD. Get a 5 next to AD.
He said it himself.
And he said it himself. Get a 5 next to me because it makes me better defensively.
Shout out to Dwight Howard. Shout out to JaVale McGee.
Yes, I can play the 5, but when I have a 5 next to me, now I can just guard your worst offensive player and just sit down here and swat everything. I affect every shot. Like, it's going to be disgusting what they do defensively.
I think they can handle Memphis, Houston, maybe the Clippers, depending on what Harden shows up. But
I'm glad you're mentioning teams because there's a team I don't think they can beat, and I actually don't think the Lakers can beat either. And they did make a trade this week for former Kentucky guard. Niggas know who I'm talking about. Swiper the Fox. De'Aaron Fox in San Antonio. This was also the other steal of the week. Held them at gunpoint. I listen, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think we was going to strip them like that. Traded De'Aaron Fox. We didn't give up the Hawks' first-round pick. We didn't give up any wing player. We got De'Aaron Fox for literal chips. Pair him with Wemby. Before I go, what did you think about it? And what did you think about Zach LaVine ending up in Sacramento?
Zach LaVine in Sacramento, who gives a fuck?
It's like the Chicago Bulls last year.
I was like, didn't him and DeMar DeRozan play? Didn't we try that already?
It's literally Chicago Bulls except Sabonis is better than Nikolic. That's really it.
And now they're in the West?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It's crazy because so much has happened. I really didn't even think about it. I was like, wait.
Like, come on, bro. De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get something straight.
Yeah.
This is a good front office.
Yes, sir.
This is how you build a team.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give the credit to Detroit. I want to give the credit to Detroit because they built a team, and then they saw the coach wasn't developing players the right way, and they got a coach that can. Facts. And now look at him. Went from the worst team in basketball to a 6th seed with no personnel change.
I hate you, Monty Willis.
That is how you
Whatever
coach.
Your name is.
That's coaching.
They gave Monty Williams 10 years.
So
I hate
back to the Spurs. Them niggas, the nigga took Chris Paul and Derek Booker in a hurt West to the finals, and they was like, But anyway, back to the Spurs. The Spurs are a great organization. Yep. Getting these pieces around Wemby this quick so he can go ahead and get the growing pains of the playoffs out the way before he hits even his first prime that we were just talking about Luka's in, because he's just on scratching the surface. About, I would say, midway through next year, he'll hit his first prime for 3 years and then really enter his prime.
Yep.
Which is terrifying. But the fit works so well because Fox learned how to shoot.
Yep.
Wemby can shoot. Mm-hmm. So you can't really – it's a pick your poison in the pick and roll, and that's kind of where the game comes down to in the fourth quarter, which is kind of where I go to. If you have a team and you're great in the fourth quarter, because I want to give an insight to like why we speak about the game basketball the way we do, is if you have a team, and this goes for every team other than the Warriors, because the Warriors play the offense all throughout the game to a fault sometimes. Yeah. But every other team, if you get to the fourth quarter, your best two players are running pick and roll, or you're getting your best two players in the ISO spots they like, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, type players like that. I'm going to get it in the low post, I'm going to get to my spot, I'm going to spot up, and then I'm going to drive and kick. Yeah. What they do with the guys, the Lukas, the LeBrons, the James Hardens, is a high pick and roll, and then I'm going to pick my poison off of that, and usually it's going to be
and I'm going to bring up whoever the worst defender.
Exactly. We're going to mismatch, we're going to get the switch we want, and we're going to attack that way. Quarters 1 through 3.5 are all like, if your team is good enough to be talked about in these conversations of the finals, then you're going to score enough points to be in the game. So we don't really focus on the, oh my God, possession 27 in the third quarter. But in the crunch time of the games, when you have to guard De'Aaron Fox and Wemby in pick and roll, it's so scary because y'all ain't watched Sacramento since Steph dropped 50 on them. Yeah. But when De'Aaron Fox turned that corner,
he's the fastest player in the league.
Fastest player in the league. Yeah. So now you got to worry about him turning that corner, but also the lob to Wemby because you know your big can't take more than a step to show, because if he does, Wemby's right past him, backdoor lob. Yep. If your big don't show enough and your guard get cut, it's a layup. If it's not a layup, it's a help, which is swing three-pointer. Yep. So it's a pick your poison offense. And like you said, they didn't really lose nobody of importance. So they still got Vassell, they still got Castle, they still got CP3, they still got Harrison Barnes.
Still got the Hawks for unprotected
and
first.
Still got the first pick, so you able to probably get Cooper Flag, you able to get Ace Bailey, get one of these monsters that's coming out this year. Dog, like Flag. They have built this team they have started to build this team exactly how you want to. You got your point guard of the future, and De'Aaron Fox is about 28, 29, so you got another 4 or 5 years of him. Yep. You get 15 of Wemby, and you get another 10 of Vassell, and then and if Castle's
first rookie of the year right now, he's leading the rookie of the year.
And then it's like if you end up not wanting to pay him, he end up not paying him out, which he will because he's COV. You know what I'm saying? Facts. But you can use him as this trade piece and send him to Atlanta, just because he's from COV, not really. But like you can send him wherever, get more capital back for him, more players back for him, and then you in Texas, no state tax. So once y'all start winning, people
the Mavs just imploded. So in a couple years, they'll be gone. As a Spurs fan, I want to speak on just because I watch so much Spurs basketball. Just first of all, Wemby is worth the price of League Pass. Even if you only bought League Pass just to watch Wemby every single night, he is worth that at the minimum. And let me tell you, as someone who watches him, if you do not watch him, he is doing things that you will not understand. So it's important you watch him now before he gets to the playoffs. Because the things he's doing every night is basketball ruining already. He can stand from the free throw line and reach the rim and half court in one step. The things he's doing on defense, and I really believe this, and if anyone disagrees, because listen, we just gave you a lot of praise. I don't like that little interview, Rudy Gobert talk you've been doing about it's a narrative when defense. He is the best defensive player ever already. There is not a player ever that has played defense better than what he's doing. And like Daniel said, we're nowhere near his prime. But the reason Spurs fan, like, I love the fit so much is because we were, I think, second to last in drives to the rim. We were one of the least efficient teams at getting from the three-point line to the rim. Because all of our perimeter players, while they're great shooters, great scorers, we did not have that juiced athleticism. Now De'Aaron Fox gets to coming into a new situation, no chains on him. He is going to be completely free. And like you said, having the Wemby gravity around him as opposed to Sabonis is worlds different.
Worlds.
And Chris Paul's a lead on your bench.
And Chris Paul's teaching you how to be a great point guard.
And you can go to the 2.
And him and Stephon Castle is going to be one of the best. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league once playoff time comes. This is going to be one of the best defensive teams. And what is really exciting for me, because as a Spurs fan, like, we kind of got some of this with Tim Duncan, but fam, that first Wemby block to Fox fast break, it's going to feel different. It's going to feel special being able to really go, oh, yeah, we can just run with everybody.
And I saw something with Fox in that series against Golden State. He different.
Yeah.
Like, he got it. He got it in him. It's players, you look at them, and you
Plus
can
player
tell
of the year.
The moment just ain't too big.
Jerry West didn't even get the Jerry West award. De'Aaron Fox got one.
So, exactly.
No, but yeah, this is exciting. Like, San Antonio got their star. Now they're building around their star. Is Greg back yet?
No. Greg, we still have the interim there. Greg is still okay. Yeah. I think he's still helping behind the scenes.
But once he gets back, it's gonna be scary.
Listen,
for the next 5 to 10 years.
let me tell y'all niggas now. Y'all better hope Trae Young keep hooping. Y'all better hope Trae Young take this All-Star personally, because if we get Cooper Flag, it won't be no Celtics talk. It won't be no Thunder talk. It won't because right now you have about conservatively, I think about 3 more years. 3 more years until you need to go through Wemby to win a championship.
Because that jump shot looking nice. Every game goes by. That jumper is looking nice.
This nigga came down. Listen, it was a loose ball. He did the behind the back to throw it around him. Caught it with the right and threw a oop to Sochan. Like, he is playing back. And what I like about him is he kind of got that Mahomes thing. It was like, it may be because he's from France and, European kids, they live life differently. Like, he just wants to be the GOAT. He just want to hoop. Like, so and it's crazy. As much as I hate Chris Paul, letting Chris Paul be able to come off the bench, fall into the role he should be playing right now, I think makes the whole team much better. And them top teams, them top 10 teams in the Western Conference is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be disgusting getting through those top 10 teams. And we got to see what's going to happen with KD and what's going to happen with the Warriors. But right now, it's like 8 or 9 teams that could win at least one playoff series.
I'm hoping that the Warriors make a trade before this show is over.
Because I really don't think Sacramento got better, so they're only 4 games behind Sacramento.
Yeah.
So San Antonio can sneak up in there.
What's the standings right now?
OKC, Memphis, Houston, Denver, LA, Clippers. Then for the final 4 is Minnesota, Dallas, Sacramento, Phoenix, then Golden State, and San Antonio.
That's crazy.
So San Antonio's 11 right now?
12, I think.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
They're 4 games behind Golden State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I truly think that all of these teams, that's going to get jumbled up. Changed based off of the trade that Golden State makes. Because Golden State is going to make a trade.
And Phoenix.
And I think the trade is going to be together. I think Golden State, Phoenix, Miami, and a 14 are all going to trade with each other, and KD is going to end up somewhere. Jimmy's going to end up somewhere. It might be Chicago to get Vujovic on the work. Somebody's going to get out of there. Yeah. It might be Bradley Beal, and the Warriors might. I can see a scenario where the Warriors don't get anybody, and then it comes out because they didn't want to give up none of their young players and only would trade Wiggins.
Pods is untouchable.
Like.
Niggas trading Luka Doncic, but Pods is untouchable.
Right.
But you mentioned it may be a 4th team. Listen, as a Spurs fan, if you wanted to take a big swing on KD for a 2-year rental, I can't be mad at it.
It would be worth it. It would be worth it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with the Spurs, we are in such a position right now because we didn't lose any of our assets. The most value pick in the league right now that you could trade for is this Hawks first.
Agreed.
Aside from that, we have 2 or 3 wing players that can be packaged ready to go because we thought they was going anyway. So these people that are still left on the trade block, like the Warriors said, listen. Okay, let's just hit the Warriors real quick. It was reported the Warriors called for every All-Star in the league, including LaMelo Ball, who was not an All-Star. I just want to run a quick victory lap on the LaMelo Ball call. But how embarrassing! Like, that is so embarrassing. Like, how do you call every team in the league?
I just don't understand what the Warriors, like, why the Warriors are who they are, because you had a trade where you were going to get Walker Kessler and my boy Laurie Marketing, and you said no because you didn't want to trade Pods, Moses Moody, and Kuminga, and like that would have made you a contender this year easily, and your team would have got to jail from game one, and you would have had Steph next to a 7-footer and a stretch 6'10" guy, and Draymond would have been able to go to the three because he would have been essentially been able to play the 4 on defense and the 4 on offense, but he would have technically been a 3 just because of size, and you would have been able to have Wiggins as your 2, so you would have been big, long, and athletic, and then you would have had a bench because you still would have been able to keep, I believe, I said Moody, but Moody wasn't in that trade, so you would have had Moody, you would have had Kyle Anderson, Milton coming off the bench, Melton coming off the bench if he doesn't get hurt. Right. So it's like GP2, you had to trade, and then you had the Zach LaVine trade, and you said no to that, and now it's like, oh, maybe I don't have the leverage I think you have. Like, dude. We're watching them play basketball. We can tell these young players are not that good. You're not going to be able to trade Moses Moody in a pick and get a superstar back. Late, you're going to have to give up 2 or 3 rookies and a couple picks to get a Kevin Durant, Zach LaVine, and Vujicic, or something like you've been asking
Jimmy Butler just told him no.
Jimmy Butler just told him no, which if I'm Jimmy Butler, that was smart because you don't fit there. Jimmy Butler would be I don't even know why they were asking about that. And Paul George is another one I saw them asking about that. That's a stupid fit. If you watch Paul George play, he ain't even good no more.
Terrible.
Y'all just trying to trade for a name. I would rather y'all just stay put and try to sign a free agent and trade for Paul George or Jimmy Butler. Like, that's going nowhere.
Listen, just trade stuff, bro.
Now, if you get – I'll do that. If you trade for Kevin Durant, the Warriors are going to the finals. I'll say that right now. I'll say that again. If the Warriors somehow end up with Kevin Durant, they will go to the NBA finals.
Listen,
and everyone will be angry again.
Listen,
because it's going to look easy.
We can talk a lot about the ratings, but a Luka, LeBron, Steph, KD Western Conference Finals is the red button for Adam Silver. He officially, like, if that's the Western Conference, that nigga panicked. Like, he cracked under the pressure. Like,
no cap.
He's a hero after that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like, that would be like an old-fashioned war. I can't believe we are like an hour and a half in, and we're just getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. We be on the same page. Yeah. I was about to say the same thing. All right.
Man, 3-peat on the horizon. GOAT debate on the horizon, coach-wise, quarterback-wise. Jalen Hurts chain on the horizon. Saquon Barkley, possibly greatest rushing season. What are we feeling? What are we thinking? Initial early just vibe check. What's the vibe?
All right, yeah, let's go vibe check. Let's go. So, Barry, you go first. We've been talking.
Vibe check. Chiefs, best defensive coordinator probably ever. How I was looking because they forgot. Sorry, Ish.
Yeah.
He was on the Giants when they beat the Patriots.
Hey, listen, hell of a game plan. Hell of a game plan.
No, Mahomes, the Chiefs, they find a way to win. That's what great teams do every week. I think on paper, Eagles have a better roster, but I just can't bet against that man. That's a bad man, mama. That's a bad man.
Listen, man, the baddest. Pause.
I feel good, bro. Yeah. So really what I'm happy about, and I kind of mentioned this last show, is I think we are in for one of the 3 best football games we've seen this season.
Yeah.
I think we're in for one of the 5 to 10 best football games we've seen in the past decade.
Yeah.
And one of the best Super Bowls we'll get this decade.
I can see it.
This is that's how I feel. Like, I feel some years the Super Bowl is like last year. Yeah. The San Francisco Chiefs was like, all right, that's cool. But we've seen this story.
They played before.
We know it's Brock Purdy.
Overtime really say that game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. We're 100% correct about that. The Patriots Rams year. It was like Jared Goff, bro. Like, Todd Gurley was hurt.
Listen, Todd Gurley and Cooper Kupp were hurt.
Yeah, it was like really. So this Super Bowl you walk into and you get a rematch of a Super Bowl that was already incredible.
Yeah, heated.
You get and then both of the teams are better than they were in that Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Both of the coaching staffs are better than they were in that Super Bowl.
Both quarterbacks are healthier.
Are healthier, and I would say probably better than they were in that Super Bowl.
Yep.
The only player that's gotten worse since then is Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
and he's still Travis Kelce.
Facts.
So we'll be all right with that.
You know, shout out Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson got worse too, just to even it out.
Still Lane Johnson. But like Saquon Barkley, another couple years of A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts chemistry, another couple years of Devontae and Jalen chemistry. And the secondary of the Eagles is really where this game gets interesting because Mahomes is who he is, but that's the best secondary in the league. So how does that look against a defense he hasn't seen against? You just called Spags one of the greatest defensive coordinator ever. On that other side, Vic Fangio is right in that class of one of the best big game defensive coordinator ever. So what is he able to do? Remember, he developed a game plan against Cam for that Broncos Super Bowl.
Facts.
And the Broncos, the Panthers is running through niggas that year. Like, running through everybody.
You don't go 15-1 on accident.
And, like, for sure. Yeah. And then in the playoffs went, like, 35-42. Like it was running through shit. So, he put up 38 on the Legion of Boom, bro. Like, he was tripping.
Straight
so,
belt.
They held them to 10 points.
Yeah.
So you got a guy that can do it on both sides defensively, and then you got two great offensive coordinators. Andy Reid obviously is head and shoulders above everybody, in my opinion, as far as offensive play calling right now. But he's still him. I'm catching a cramp in my leg, and it hurt really bad. I hope it goes away. But that was a long-winded vibe check. But, dog, we just in for one of the greatest Super Bowls we've gotten in a while.
I agree. I think it's going to be one of the most entertaining Super Bowls. I think this will be Mahomes' first classic watch Super Bowls. I think of the Super Bowls he's had, they've been somewhat entertaining. You've had good moments. One was a stinker. One was like, and then there's two 49ers with sprinkles in there. But, you know, those are more hate watches because niggas hate the 49ers too.
Type shit.
This Super Bowl, I feel like, and I realized this when, because we're going to do 10 best players, that we just think are going to be on the field. This is probably the first time going into the Super Bowl for Mahomes. I think the Chiefs may have 5 of the 10 best players.
First time.
Where I feel like, they're actually a great, just top to bottom team. Exactly. I think Trent McDuffie might be the best corner in the league. I think Chris Jones still one of the best tackles in the league. They have like great pieces everywhere. But on the flip side, like you just said, the Eagles had one of the best rosters I had ever seen in that Super Bowl. And they improved that roster somehow. Their corners are better. They have the best running back in the league. They still got a great tight end, 2 great wide receivers. They are loaded top to bottom. So I think –
and I want to say real quick, as you were hitting the Eagles personnel, that their pass rush, the 22 Eagles has set like a pass rushing record for sacks, but this pass rush is meaner and more aggressive than that was. So it's not, it didn't get the sacks, but it dominates the line of scrimmage better than that.
And the 22 Eagles had a great front 4, but a mediocre front 7 because their linebackers were so bad. You got all pro linebackers now. Like, this roster is loaded top to bottom, and there's not a lot of things that I was worried about for either team. Kind of like for the Chiefs, it's like, all right, we're the best tackling team in the league. Let's just make sure we tackle. And, of course, tackling isn't really serious until we miss tackles, then it is. But my thing, and I said this when we kind of previewed the game, was, and I think this is what's going to drive my pick is who's going to win because I'm still kind of deciding, but whichever teams, like you mentioned, whatever team corners wins, I think will win this game. Whichever team secondary can hold up, I think is going to win this game because I think Cooper DeJean, Rodrigo Blankenship, I'm pretty sure, Darius Slay, Quinyon Mitchell, CDJ, they're going to be asked to try to keep up with a lot of speed, a lot of misdirection, a lot of things that this defense did struggle with. And this, what makes it so interesting, and this is why football is so amazing. Vic Fangio, like we just said, might be one of the 3 best defensive coordinators of my life. Mahomes is 8-0 against him.
That's crazy.
Mahomes is 3-0 against number 1 overall defenses, averaging 30.
That's crazy.
The Eagles are number 1 defense. They're like Brady, 2-1 versus number 1 defenses. Like, this is where
legends are born.
Legends are born. This is where your GOAT debate matters. Like when we talked about the GOAT debate last week, I said I thought Tom Brady was a GOAT after the 2014 Super Bowl. You come down from 10 versus the Legion of Boom, that's some GOAT shit. Like, if you take another number 1 defense and you are going to have to hoop, I think this is the one game. I think it's probably the second game this year. Well, be honest, let's say 3. Because the Bills game, you knew you was going to have to score. I think the Ravens game, you knew you was going to have to hoop. And I think this game, he is going to have to play great start to finish. And he was hurt last Super Bowl versus the Eagles. There were so many things they couldn't do last Super Bowl just because he could not physically move. I am excited to see like the chip on his shoulder, because it was a lot of talking after that Super Bowl about the grass and about I'm ready for the game to start. Like if they started, like I am ready, because they are ready to hoop. It's a lot of like it's gonna be a man's game. It's gonna be a man's game.
2 minutes for each. We'll go for both sides of the ball, both teams. Barry, start with you. What are if you had to give 3 keys to victory for the Chiefs, what would they be?
Contain Saquon.
Yeah.
Contain Jalen, and then just that defensive line. That's my 3.
1000%. I think you got to win early downs. This would be my thing. You got to win first down on both sides of the ball. You have to tackle Saquon early on first down.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Okay. All right. Better. You got to win first down. You got to win third down. And you have to win one-on-one.
Yeah, no missed tackles. I've got to add that.
On offense and defense, you got to win one-on-one. Xavier Worthy, you got to make Cooper DeJean miss. Trent McDuffie, you got to get that ball out of Devontae Smith's hand when he catch it. And on first down, you need to make sure it is 2nd and 8, not 2nd and 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to say I'm going to start from most important to least important, in my opinion. So number 1, and which is the most important thing for me, is your defensive line has to control the line of scrimmage, because not only does that stop Saquon from running, but it stops Jalen Hurts from running as well. And if Jalen Hurts has to drop back and throw the ball in the pocket 35 times, you're going to win that game. Secondly, piggyback off of what Ish said, you have to win in one-on-one on both sides of the ball, like he said, because they're going to if you trust McDuffie on AJ, and you trust McDuffie can win that matchup, you win this game.
Yes, literally.
If you trust Watson on Devontae Smith, and you trust Watson can win that matchup, and he does, you win this game.
Yep.
On the flip side, when the Eagles choose to go man on big downs, when they choose to send the blitz, and Hopkins, Worthy, and Hollywood Brown and Travis Kelce win, you win this game, which you've done in the past. Third, one momentum shifting play.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I prefer this to be a reverse or a 70-yard bomb to Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
I want it to be an offensive play because I want it to affect the defense and put the pressure on the offense.
And listen, to your credit, you remember last Super Bowl, he came out and dropped a 60.
Yes.
He came out play action from the left hash to the right numbers.
Yes.
And they didn't even have the personnel to throw it back there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is what I would say. And I would say one late momentum shifting play to make the world, the stadium, and the Eagles feel like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like that play.
What was that Jalen Hurts fumble? That changed the game right there.
The devil magic. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what's important. I'm glad you mentioned that fumble. And I'm glad you mentioned momentum plays. Turnovers lose you playoff games. It don't matter who you are. Turnovers lose you playoff games. Ask Washington. It was 12-14. You fumble a kickoff. You're in Cancun.
Ask Detroit.
Shit.
Like, turnovers will lose you games. So, Chiefs-wise, you cannot turn the ball over. Eagles, I feel like you have a little more latitude just because how the Chiefs play offense. Where they start, I feel like isn't as important as where the Eagles start, because every 10 yards, every first down for the Eagles is really 9.5.
Yeah.
It's really 9.5. And I think that is, we're going to talk about X factors right now. My X factor is, I think they stopped the tush push at least once. I think they stopped the Josh Allen tush push. I think they're going to stop. I think they stopped this tush push at least once.
And it's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a big one. I want to add, before
Ultimate
I get
devil
into my
magic
X factor, the Chiefs are 34-1 when they win the turnover battle. You can't turn the ball over.
You can't.
The Chiefs are 34-1.
Jesus.
When they win the turnover battle,
are
tied for that matter.
Yeah.
So if they just both have a turnover, they're still 34-1.
Right. Or if nobody turns it over.
Type shit. So, Barry, X factor for the game.
It's gonna be crazy to say as a Detroit fan, but I think it's gonna be C.J. Gardner-Smith.
Oh yeah.
His mindset going into this game, is he gonna be a hothead?
Yeah.
Is he gonna make the right reads? Reading Patrick Mahomes' eye. Is Patrick gonna throw one of those lazy picks. That might
He's
change
thrown
the
a lot
game.
of picks. He's thrown more picks in the intercept in the Super Bowl than he has throughout the entire playoffs.
Yeah,
that's gonna be it. That's my X factor. Is gonna be the safeties on the Eagles. That's how they play the secondary, guarding all the receivers.
I'm glad you mentioned CJ, and I'm glad they are playing again because I want to see if he's talking. I want to see who he talking to. Listen, I watched quarterback with Mahomes. We're going to dick ride for a little bit. But like we say with Luka, like we said, Steph, Braun, Kobe, Brady, let's see if he talked to 15. Because Mahomes the nigga to talk to.
I agree.
Let's see what the vibes are like when the games start. Because I think the Eagles do have a confidence about them. But what worries me, and of course is worried me since the moment he took the job, is I think Nick Sirianni is – I feel like he's the elephant in the room. Like, when thinking about this matchup, everywhere I look, I see all-time greats at what they're doing. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterback, coach, running back, wide receiver playing great. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers ever, finally getting to the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce, maybe his last Super Bowl. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Carter, one of the youngest, best defensive players we've ever seen in this position. Aaron Donald, he's Aaron Donald. Andy Reid, possibly the best coach ever, trying to make the case. And then it's Nick Sirianni. And that is probably the biggest worry for me is like, man, does he go for it 4th and 2 with 2 minutes left on the Chiefs 40? Like, he might.
And does it work?
Yeah, like exactly. Like it's so intriguing how this is gonna go. I can't wait to watch it. And smack in the middle, Kendrick will perform. So like, I mean,
so my X factor, is George Karlaftis. Because if the Eagles, and specifically George Karlaftis, are able to set the edge and not allow Jalen to get out of the pocket and not allow Jalen to run those quarterback powers and things of that nature, it's going to drastically change the Eagles' offense. And the reason I didn't say anybody else is because I tried to choose the X factor that wasn't in my top 10 players because I wanted to say Xavier Worthy. But
it's crazy. So my X factor is going to be someone who's not in the top 10 either, but it's Justin Reed. Justin Reed,
another safety.
Yeah, he's another safety. You are going to have to contain Saquon Barkley outside of the running game in the short passing game, but also the Chiefs are one of the worst teams in the league versus tight ends. I believe it is by design just because it's hard to move the ball consistently with tight ends, just because the short yardage and what you're actually getting. So I believe it's by design, especially when you blitz this much.
Like pick your poison. Literally.
But I think on crucial downs, I think Justin Reed's going to have to hold up in a lot of one-on-one situations against, like, Saquon Barkley, who's just elite. Like, it's just, after you're trying to tackle him for 3.5 quarters, and now you got to go guard this Texas route. Like, I think it's going to be a big game for Justin Reed.
And I also will say I was debating between one on the Eagles, one on the Chiefs. I'll just give the one on the Eagles. It was Dallas Goedert. And it was to the point you just reminded me when you said the tight end point. The Chiefs are bad against tight ends. Quiet is kept. That is Jalen's second favorite target. And also another quiet kept secret. He was a second best receiver on the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He had a really big game. He had he didn't have the touchdown, but he had a couple big plays that led to a touchdown. He was great in that game, and he was hurt in that game. His arm was fucked up. So I really do think that Dallas Goedert.
I have one more before I go. What are your Bears?
What's up?
I said I have one more, but before I go, what's yours?
My X factor. It's gonna be Jalen Hurts. Are y'all gonna make him throw the ball 30, 40 times?
Facts.
Or is Saquon gonna have to carry the load? So
that's
it's gonna be Jerry. It's gonna be how they do take care of Jalen Hurts.
I think mine's gonna be Zach Bond, all-pro linebacker for the Eagles. I mentioned how Justin Reed's gonna have to hold up in a lot of one-on-one situations. When you play the Chiefs, like when you play the Pats, like when you play the Lakers, you know the play is coming. You know it's gonna be a third down. It's gonna be you and Travis Kelce. And you're going to have to guard him. And you are all pro Zach Braun.
That's a good one.
I think if he holds up, they are going to have success, especially early versus the Chiefs. But if he cannot contain Travis Kelce, I think it'll be a bad look.
Okay.
Shout out Taylor Swift.
That's a good one. All right. Two quick first take topics. Who has the bigger game? I'm going to choose the best player from each team. Mahomes or Saquon Barkley?
Mahomes.
I'm going Saquon. I think this game's going to rely on Saquon. I think he's going to deliver. Will it lead him to a W? We're going to talk about that later.
I think Mahomes breaks Brady's passing record. I think he crossed 500.
I think Saquon is going to have the better game. I think Saquon is going to rush for 225 yards
Jesus
and
Christ.
make y'all realize why he didn't go for that rushing record. And
Okay.
Continue that later.
Okay.
So Mahomes 500, Saquon 225, and you said Saquon as well because they got to live through Saquon. All right, what does this game do for Jalen Hurts? Do you, after this game, do you start putting them in that top 4 echelon? Well, we'll say top 3 because Patrick Mahomes is somewhere else. So the top 3 of Lamar, Joe, and Josh, do you start putting them there? Does it not really matter? Are you still going to keep them where you have them because of the team that is around him? Does this change the conversation around Jalen Hurts?
Okay.
If he wins this game, and let me add a 35-38, 350 total yards.
He plays like the first game.
Exactly.
Okay, so if he plays like the first game and they win, he's better than Josh Allen. And I won't debate it. I won't discuss it. I won't entertain the idea of Josh Allen being better than him. Until Josh Allen gets to the Super Bowl and or beats Patrick Mahomes, I don't want to hear it. Jalen Hurts is already one of the more well-accomplished quarterbacks, just team success, but also one of the most consistent quarterbacks we've seen at just being a face of the franchise type of guy. When he's been there, when he's healthy, they've played well, they've played great. So I think winning a championship definitely puts him in that shortlist top 5 conversation, guys, for these next couple years.
I think with a win, he gets in that 1B 2-way conversation. Like he's not Pat. He doesn't have Lamar's MVPs, but you could put him in the Joe Burrow, Josh Allen conversation.
Right, 1,000%.
He doesn't make really that many bad decisions as a Josh Allen, and then unfortunately Joe Burrow defense doesn't help him out a lot. So I would throw him in that 1B 2-way conversation.
Exactly.
Wow, I cannot believe for the first time today we completely disagree. If Jalen Hurts wins this game, that boy don't go nowhere. And I love Jalen Hurts. Y'all know how I feel about Jalen Hurts. I was one of the first people out of the draft. When everybody said he can't throw, I said, nah, you got to look at quarterbacks' intangibles, and he just got it. Like, it's something about his mentality, his demeanor. You want him leading your franchise. I was correct about that. I think he's very similar to the guys we have coming out this year, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward. I think both of those gentlemen can be excellent A-plus, A-tier quarterbacks if they are in their right situation. I think Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, you would have seen their talent if they were on Cleveland in a dumpster fire. You would have known he got to get out of there.
Right.
With Shedeur, with Jalen Hurts, etc., Jared Goff, quarterbacks like that, it's like if he's in a bad situation, he's going to be a bad quarterback.
Okay.
That is how I feel about Jalen Hurts. So I think Jalen Hurts is just in the best situation in football. I say, as far as quarterbacks, the best 2 situations in football are the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles. Those are the best 2 situations you can be in the NFL right now. I think if you replace Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson on the Eagles, they are in the Super Bowl, and it would be a detriment to their legacy if they lost the game with their team, with this team. That is the difference in the conversation between them. Is like if they didn't get to and they didn't win this Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, the number 1 pass defense, number 1 rush defense, best front 7 in football. Like if they lost a game like that, they'd never be able to recover from it. It would be essentially like Bron's 2011 finals performance if they lost a game like that. That's how detrimental I think it would be if one of them 3 lost. With Jalen losing, it would just be like, oh, you lost to Mahomes. It's okay because you're not on that level. And that's okay. He's just he doesn't have the arm he does. None of them do. He's not as accurate. He's not as mobile as Josh or Josh or Lamar. He's just not them, and that's okay. But he would start the conversation with Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford at 5.
Oh yeah, see that's where I disagree because I think what you're saying, attribute wise for Jalen is correct, just arm talent or pure speed. But I think intangibles wise and his legs, I would choose him over Josh Allen any day of the week, 1,000%.
I don't think you would choose Josh Allen if you could have the Eagles now with Josh Allen, or you could have the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. You are the only person on this planet that would choose would choose Jalen.
Now let me defend it. Is Nick Sirianni still the coach?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You can't change the situation. Yes.
No. If Nick Sirianni is still the coach, I would never.
But Kellen Moore is still the offensive coordinator, and Vic Fangio is still the defensive coordinator.
Listen, that team, and we talked about it about how Josh Allen opened the how he opened his Super Bowl, the AFC Championship. His emotional instability plus Nick Sirianni would just be like a firework waiting to go off. I think Jalen, especially in the context of the Eagles, where yes, I think this is so weird. I think most of his value won't be found within the football field, the hashes of the field. I think he holds all of that team together. It's kind of like we'll see if he wins, but it gives me that Tim Duncan type quality. It was like, all right, KG had a better handle. KG was a better, flashier player, more athletic. But in a series or a game that matters, I trust Jalen Hurts not to tweak out on 3 of the most important drives of the game.
That's what I was gonna say. Like maybe Jalen Hurts' arm talent is a positive because, like he said, if I got Joe, Lamar, and Josh, I'm opening up the whole playbook clip. Yeah. But with Jalen, I could make things a little bit easier.
Right.
And look where we are.
Yeah.
I will say that you chose Tim Duncan. I would go Steph because of the Draymond aspect of it. Because of the Draymond aspect of it, and then just the ego managing he did with the coach. The owner got a big head. Yeah. Draymond, KD, Clay.
1,000%.
I would go more Steph just off of the ownership had, because you bringing in Nick Sirianni, so the coach, everything was something over there. With Tim, it was the players, but he didn't have an issue with the front office and shit. So
but definitely, I definitely like the Steph. I definitely like Steph,
But I agree with you. I actually, because I love Jalen Hurts, so I'm not mad at y'all saying that at all. I want to be wrong. So, that's my guy. I just got to hate on Josh Allen because he's on the Bills. Bruh, I brought this topic up to get you to that point. I know what you do, dog. I know what you do, dog.
I got to get my shit on real quick.
But seriously,
we got bills to pay.
You feel me? Jalen is exactly what you said, and I actually love the Tim Duncan Steph Curry comparison because it is like, we can call him the game manager that makes the play when he makes the play. Right. But what he is doing in that locker room, let's just go through the year. Yeah. Nick Sirianni talking and cussing out fans, shaving his head. Today is the new day. Bringing the kids to the press conference. Hey, guys, what you going to say now? Right. Starting the season, the Saquon drop where he shouldn't have passed the ball, having to deal with that. Then you get the AJ passing. Yeah. Then you get him reading the book on the sideline. Jalen,
your vets are doing podcasts they're not cool no more. Like,
what? You got Lane Johnson in the locker room hell no, I don't want to go for that record. Yeah. And Saquon's I would really like to. Yeah. You dealing with all types of shit.
Lane Johnson it's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Saquon my father would really like our name on that record. Just our family legacy. That would really make us proud.
And then every Sunday and Tuesday, Jalen walk to that podium, sit them arms on that table, and let that bedazzle dazzle. Yeah. And give y'all straightforward, eye-to-eye contact, calm, even, poise, never calms, never wavers. Yeah. That is a quality you can't teach. Yeah. It is an important quality, which is why Ish is saying what he's saying, and I can't disagree. Yeah. I don't agree, but I don't disagree either.
Right. Shout out to Jalen Hurts.
All right. Y'all know what we do. This is my favorite segment of the year.
Yeah.
All year.
Time.
Shout out to Count Coward. Yeah. Top 10 players in the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
We started doing this for the finals as well, so we'll do that in June when this comes around. But I think this kind of shows you how even the teams are, how lump-sided it is, how good a superstar is in the game or something like that when you do these lists of the top 10 players. So, Barry, you can take it away.
Number 10, special teams matter. I'm going Harrison Butker.
I like it.
9, I'm going to toss it between Worthy and Hopkins because Chiefs wide receivers, anybody can go off.
Pick one.
Facts.
I like
that. So I'm going to go Worthy just for speed causes. Then I'm going to go Devontae, A.J. Brown.
7.
Then I'm going to go Hurts.
6.
Kelsey.
5.
Carter.
4.
I'm going to go Jones at 3 because he's a veteran. He clocks in with his clutch time.
Okay.
I'm going to go Pat 2 and then Barkley at 1.
That's tough.
Okay.
Definitely did not see that. I like that. It's crazy. I think I have the exact same 10 names. Oh, no. I have a couple different ones. So 10, I have Xavier Worthy too. I think Xavier Worthy, super upside. 10, I have Xavier. 9, Devontae Smith. 8, Travis Kelce. Wait. 10. I might miss his mic. Then next, I have Jalen Hurts. Then Chris Jones, I have a little lower just because, like you say, he is a vet, so his motor doesn't run the whole game like the guys above him. Then I got A.J. Brown, and I couldn't put shoes between them, so they're right next to each other. I got Trent McDuffie. Then I got Jalen Carter. Then I got Saquon, and then I got Mahomes.
I love it. So I kind of did the same thing, you guys, but I added a unit because I didn't think they deserved to be picked apart. Okay. I put the Eagles' offensive line at 10, but since that was cheating, I put one player at 10, and I put Xavier Worthy because like they did, this is based on this game. So, like, if they was playing a team that didn't run the ball and was just going to throw the ball 40 times, I might have Karlaftis on here or something like that just because of the game. But in this game, I got Xavier Worthy at 10 because I think he's going to play an important factor just like they do. At 9, Devontae Smith. Hey, dudes, he won a Heisman Trophy. Yeah. At 8, Jalen Hurts. At 7, Trent McDuffie. At 6, and this is why this is back to my point about this is about the game, I have Travis Kelce. At 5, Jalen Carter. 4, A.J. Brown. 3, Chris Jones, 2, Saquon Barkley, and 1, baby goat, Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy.
That's a fact.
And the Jalen Carter point, the Chris Jones and Jalen Carter, because we both got them on there, they're right next to each other. Why I went with where Barry went and put Chris Jones up there is because of exactly what he said. You're right. Jalen Carter 1 through 4 1 through 3, it's probably going to be better than Chris Jones. You might hear his name a few more times than Chris Jones. You might see him on the screen a few more times. Right. But in that fourth quarter,
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion. 4th and 3. 3rd and 11. I know
Chris Jones
95 is making that play. And where they are similar is they both have defensive linemen that if they don't make a play 1 through 3, somebody else will. But when I know 95 is going to make a play, so that's why I put him.
That's what's so crazy is I have Jalen Carter above him for the complete same reason, but it's the complete opposite. I think Jalen Carter has the ability to end games early for the Eagles and steer them the right way to win every time. I think it's a lot more important for the Eagles to play ahead than it is for other teams. And I think him being able to dominate throughout the game helps keep them on pace. Because unlike the Eagles, of course, I just talked about how much I love Jalen Hurts. The Chiefs, Jones can kind of pick his spots, like you said. The Eagles, he has to produce. He has to the entire game. So everything you said, I agree with, just the other way around.
And I get what you're saying. What you're saying makes perfect sense.
I'm not mad at it.
Xavier Worthy, let's hit on him because that is an important piece. I brought up in my 3 keys that the Chiefs need a momentum shift in play, and they have been disconnected on that deep ball all year.
Listen,
they've worked the route tree. The middle, the reverses were first. They got that timing down. Then the intermediate route started to come in. They got that time. Then he started running like digs and nines and sit downs. Got that. They connected on a deep ball in Buffalo. In Kansas City, but against Buffalo. Do they connect on one this game or a multiple? One that flips the field, not a 20-yard. I'm talking about 40.
We have been really good at Super Bowl predictions.
We have Mr. Moonwalk.
Yeah, Mr. Moonwalk. Shout out Odell. We talked about the Mahomes scramble on 1 foot. It was going to happen.
We called Odell getting MVP, which he would have if he didn't inherit ACL. And then Cooper Kupp got it, so we were right about the receiver.
Like we've been really good, and I think the start of one of the quarters, if the Chiefs have the ball, I think they take a go ball shot. I think they take we're going to go I form, pull the guard, fake, and listen, 2 routes. And I love Cooper DeJean, Rodrigo Blankenship, Darius Slay. Well, I didn't even throw Darius Slay in there, but listen. Them white,
it's gonna take one bite.
Them white corners, we're going to see, we're going to see if they can keep one of Xavier Worthy. And I think they do it early. We're going to see, can they run with Olympic speed Xavier Worthy the way they were running with Terry McLaurin? No disrespect to Terry McLaurin, but it's a different gear. And if they can run with them, I think it's a bad sign for the Chiefs just because they have so much speed everywhere. If it's not overwhelming, I feel like that's kind of their best weapon. But at the same time, I think it is a mental thing with Xavier Worthy for the other teams too. Like, even if they aren't hitting the big plays with Xavier Worthy,
you got to worry about them still.
Like, literally. And that changes the way the field looks for everybody else, for everyone intermediate. I think either Xavier Worthy is going to make a big play or it's going to be DeAndre Hopkins.
And like you said, with the defense having to think about him, it's like if y'all play Madden and you've ever played Tyreek Hill, it drastically changes how you play defense because you can't play with the linebacker no more. Because you got to get the safety to his side every fucking play. Because you got to be worried about him running that street. Because no matter what defense he's in, he's running past that corner. He's running past that corner. So it's that type of threat that you have. You always got to be eyes. You always got to have your eyes on him. And what I'm interested in from Andy is what's the setup play? What's the play you run in the first first or second quarter that sets up the play in the fourth quarter.
I have an idea, but I won't speak to it now because I feel like Andy Reid might get me knocked off. Because I had a crazy idea that nobody's done in the NFL. Have you ever had an idea that was like, man, that's a good idea, and it's never been done like by a team? Like, I'll tell y'all when the camera's off. But I am super excited to see what they're gonna do short yardage versus the Eagles front seven. Like, if the Chiefs, because they do have one of the best interior lines in the league. If the Chiefs can run the ball, it's going to be very hard.
It's going to be a long day
for the Eagles to stop them.
It's going to be a long day. But I really don't think the Eagles are going to be able to run the ball. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be able to run the ball. I really do think that's going to be a deciding factor in this game is how their front seven plays, exactly like you said. So, before we do the game picks, before we get out of here, what does this game do for Mahomes if he wins this? We're here now. Like, we've talked about it all year. Since we led with it at the beginning of the year. Touched on it a little bit last week. But this year, what does this do if he wins this game? Shortlist. That the way you talked about Beyonce earlier, that's the way you're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes. You are not, like, there is going to be a ball. Like, okay, let's say Mahomes win the championship this year. Lamar could win his MVP, win the Super Bowl next year. Still not in that conversation yet. There is a gap between Brady, Mahomes, Joe Montana, Peyton, the rest of them people that you want to fill in. Mahomes is rarefied air, instantly in the GOAT debate, I think. I think if he wins this three-peat, that is the first thing that you can say is like, all right, this is a counterpoint I have to a Brady thing. Exactly. I don't think it makes him instantly the GOAT, but it instantly puts him in the, hey, we have an argument, and we didn't even think that was going to be possible. Especially not in 7 years. Yeah. Barry.
I would have loved to have been in middle school by this time having those lunch table
conversations.
Going from Brady to Patrick Mahomes.
You think them LeBron Jordan arguments get heated?
We need a podcast conversation.
Yeah, oh my God.
You know what, guys? We know.
Yeah, you think them Jordan LeBron conversations get heated? Wait until Mahomes hang it up. And the Mahomes Brady arguments get to going. Oh my God.
But I think I'm gonna agree with Ish. It's gonna be Tom 1A, Mahomes 1A.1.
Yeah, like
it's gonna go down
1,000%. What do you think?
I want to go back to the Beyonce point because with the Beyonce point, I said Beyonce, Michael, Prince. When Beyonce first started, and up until about self-titled and Lemonade, it was Beyonce, Alicia, Raya, Mary J, Sierra,
her peers.
We out of this football conversation if we win this game. Yeah. It goes to Serena, Floyd, Mike, Braun, Brady, Mahomes, Biles, Federer, Tiger, Phelps. That's the class you get in with this. We pass football.
Coach K.
We pass. We pass football.
We're talking baby names.
We pass quarterbacks. We talking baby names. Yeah. We talking rarefied athlete air. Forget football air. Rarefied all-time athlete.
It's a Mahomes winging game.
It's a Mahomes wing. Like, we talking statues. Yeah. We talking $500,000 speech appearances. We talking 10 years, 235 to broadcast for CBS. Like, we talking different type of air, money, classified. We going from Brady, Mahomes, Brady, Montana, Peyton to Serena, Brady, Michael Jordan. Yeah. That's what we doing.
Yeah. You have an argument. You would have a legit argument to be the greatest team sports athlete of your era at worst.
At worst.
Especially in the context of the NFL, because it would be like if the Warriors won. It would be like if the Warriors won those 4 straight.
Yes.
Like, we've never seen someone win as much as you did, as quickly as you did, and as much as it pains me to say it out, how easily you have done it.
Bro, he makes quarterback look like it is like you playing 7-on-7.
And it hasn't been any, oh man, this was just a down year. It hasn't been any, oh man, he just got hurt. I love Tom Brady, tore his ACL. We had a bad year. Mahomes has never missed a full season. Mahomes' worst season is an AFC Championship game. Josh Allen, best season is that. He has no peers. There is no one in football that right now can compare to Mahomes' resume if he wins this championship.
No one.
Period.
Point blank.
Yeah.
All right. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to make the picks. This the biggest pick of the year.
Yeah.
This pick's so big, you be having Good Morning America making Super Bowl picks. Robin Givens be on that bitch making a pick.
Like time for the weather. What do you think you're gonna win?
Niggas don't even know football.
Yeah,
like
randomly
just saying shit. So the View making picks. You got Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
So it is that time. What Super Bowl is this?
59, I think.
Oh,
59.
appreciate you, bro. I swear I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't have a clue. Super Bowl 59. We got the Chiefs. We got the Eagles. Barry, who are you going with? Score and MVP.
Drum roll.
I'm going Eagles 31-27. MVP, Jalen Hurts.
I like it. I like it. Puts him in Aaron Rodgers conversation all the time too. Can't wait for Stunner to get back. God, I want the Eagles to do it so bad. Funny enough that I just said that, I am going to go Chiefs 34, Eagles 31, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl MVP.
Rarefied air.
Yeah.
All right. So look.
Oh, and before you go, I just can't pick against Mahomes. I just can't pick against that nigga, dog.
Listen, bro. All right. I am going. I'm going to do it again. Eagles 38.
I'm getting flashbacks.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again, bro. I'm going to do it again. That's where I am. Eagles 38. Chiefs 34. Saquon Barkley MVP. All right, let's end the show. That was episode. I have the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs.
Yeah.
28-24. Patrick Mahomes winning again, and I'll probably just keep saying that until he don't win.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the TikTok, I got the Eagles just in case they win. We can go but everybody knows how this shit is about to
That's
end.
funny. That's the thing. Like Mahomes just got this just. We haven't said it this episode. I'm actually surprised. This is walk down aura. Like that boogeyman. Like, man, we're playing so good. Why are we only up 4? Like, I can't understand why we can't pull away. Like, and you mentioned this a couple weeks ago. The worst case scenario. Listen, and I know people don't remember what this looked like before Philadelphia. I've seen some of those Saquon games where that big run don't pop. And it's a lot of 2-yard, -1, -1. Like, I think if you can just, and it's, of course, it sounds so simple. Like, if you just chase Steph Curry around, like, you're going to win. But if you can get 2 to 3 hats on the ball for Saquon, and you can keep him from breaking that 70-yard, that 80-yard, you can have success. And I think that is like the quiet worst case scenario. Like, I think the worst case scenario for the Eagles is you get to halftime, it's 17-7, and Saquon got 40 yards. Like,
That's worst case scenario for sure.
I think that's the worst case scenario. Yeah.
I will say this though,
and
as a guy,
then he calls Drake up.
As a guy. Oh, shut up! Before we get going, no, Super Bowl. I can't talk. Kendrick. I forgot, bro.
Damn it didn't work. My plan didn't work.
Damn it. Barry was texting his agent like you told him no, right? Like no Kendrick conversation. Like,
So far so good. All
right.
Yo, text me the talking points. Like,
all right. Kendrick's first song, last song, 2 guests. I will go first because I had this question that I just meant to.
Okay.
So I got first song, Mad City. Last song is All Right. And 2 guests, I'm taking SZA out because she's been announced.
That's fair.
I am going to go Black Hippie. So I'm going all 3 of them. Absol, J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, all come out.
Fire. I'm going to go, first song is going to be Not Like Us. Last song, I think, will be All Right, too. Guess, Baby Keem, 1,000,000%.
Good one.
Baby Keem's going to be there. They're going to do Family Ties. And if I had to do one more guess, this is going to be a cop-out answer, but someone is going to be singing that Luther song with them.
Okay.
I don't know who it's going to be.
Okay. I like it.
I don't know what legend they're going to tap that with, but I think some legend is going to Sing that sample with him. Sing that song with him.
I like that pick.
Yeah. Sorry,
Barry.
It's all right. First song.
Never mind, Barry. Just do what Drake would do. Just give
One
us
dance
Drake's
control.
I got. What drink are you gonna make when halftime starts? Like,
But I would go. Maybe he might open up with maybe All the Stars. They might get that SZA performance. I guess I don't want to say out the way, but start that off.
yeah.
I think he might bring out Tyler. We saw a little the football snippet with the sticky
Yeah,
video.
Tyler. Listen, hey, even if you don't come out, Tyler the Creator, shut up. Stop telling niggas I'm gonna be on tour. Shut up, my nigga. You was on tour for the pop out. Shut up. Like
You feel me?
You're not fooling us. You ain't fool me. You didn't fool me the first time.
You also said no features, nigga. Shut your lying ass.
Yeah, exactly. There's no album this year, guys. I dropped a deluxe. The fuck up. You love art, nigga.
But another surprise. I think he might do he might do the pop out. He might bring Dre out again for the I See Dead People thing.
Oh my god.
That's a good one. That's a good one. The last song. Oh, you going all right too?
I think he's going. I think he's getting called that word, and it's gonna be a long week for me. But it's all right, man. New album next Friday. P&D Drake. Songs for you.
Drake.
Let's go.
Let me just, as we roll wrap up the segment, as the PG Lang nigga, let me just throw in my favorite scenario is that, of course, I don't think you would ever subject someone to this because they're not a celebrity, but I would love for Whitney to be somewhere in the Not Like Us section of the performance. Like, you see what they do at stages, like how Dre had them doing all the music videos and things like that. He mentioned her at the Grammys doing their crib walk, how much everybody loved it. If they were to recreate that scene at the Super Bowl, I think that hurts as much as being called, a pedo. But, hey, listen, the sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit.
I am so excited. Thank you for saying that. How we forgot the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime.
Listen,
no
what a week, bro.
What a week it has been.
Compromised.
Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs, De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs.
Yep.
Dog, it has just been incredible.
Spider-Man dropped.
Spider-Man dropped. Like, dude, that show is good.
Spider-Man dropped, and it was tough.
I can't wait to finish that. Shit was
it does look like a commercial to me, but I think I am like starting to get over it. It look like a long toothpaste commercial. Like it looks like it makes me uncomfortable. The animation.
The animation. That's how What If it's animated.
Yeah.
What If it's animated like
right.
that.
But I fuck with it. Yeah.
But Captain America is next 2 weeks from now.
Fantastic Four.
Next week.
Fantastic Four looks insane. I am really excited for this Captain America movie though.
Who got more, or Spider-Man or Johnny Blaze?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the superhero. He's the superhero.
Yeah. Okay, let me question: Ghost Rider or Johnny Blaze?
Johnny Blaze.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, man, this Captain America movie looks fantastic. Yeah. It looks fantastic, and you're gonna get a sneak peek into who the start of the Avengers team is, because that's a big thing that's a clip they dropped this week, was that him having a conversation with Thaddeus Ross about putting the Avengers back together. So you're gonna get that in there. I'm excited to see a black Captain America. I'm excited to see how they use the wings with the suit. He got the vibranium wings.
Is
like
crazy,
he's going crazy. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Red Hulk, like we get the whole like side plot with bruh from Kaleidoscope. I don't know his name.
He's a great villain. Whenever
he's great in everything. But yeah, I'm excited for that. But Fantastic Four, oh my god,
Fantastic Four look crack.
Right next to Superman.
Listen, we are eating a lot right now.
And Thunderbolts is in May. That's smack dab in the middle of Captain America, Spider-Man.
Never give up
Superman.
on life, guys. Never give up.
Never give up. And Daredevil premieres in month.
Listen, that Daredevil premiere.
Oh my god, we going federal. And Abbott is still killing. Just in case you ain't been watching Abbott.
Invincible, we almost back.
Oh, when Invincible come back?
Invincible come out like the next 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, we are back.
Need it.
Because you've been waiting to watch Invincible.
Yes.
Right? Listen.
No. I've been watching.
Okay.
Oh
no, it's Avery. Avery been waiting to watch. But yeah, Invincible's about to come back. It's about to get scary.
It's about to get scary.
Yeah.
What a year, man. What a year.
It's only February too.
It's only February. This shit is only getting better. Cookout ain't even happened yet.
That's a fact. One last question before we get out of here: does Kendrick drop after the Super Bowl?
Yes, I'm still saying yes. Yes.
No.
I think Drake dropping 1,000% confirmed Kendrick is drop no matter what. I don't know if that nigga's gonna get on there and rap acapella for 5 minutes. That nigga is dropping on Valentine's Day. You better bet your bottom dollar that nigga is dropping on Valentine's Day.
I pray to God we get it. I pray to God we do.
And while we have you here, what are like the expectations for this Drake P&D project?
Please forget this happened music, and it's going to be rushed, not good, and everybody's going to act like it's good because they missed Drake.
Poor
Sorry,
P&D.
I pretend you didn't hear it, but you weren't here when I said it.
Unfortunately, P&D music ages. P&D music drops good music, but it ages better over time. So the numbers might not do too great, but I think later it's gonna be the whole.
That's what I was gonna wait to say. Listen, I was telling my OVO niggas this earlier, and let me hold your hand when I say this. That nigga's doing 80K first week, and if you think he is not doing 80 to 90,000 on this, first of all, a collab album, not just a solo Drake album, but fam, you just sued the label and Spotify last week. Last week, my nigga. It's been 7 days, but. Listen, you them niggas think them numbers real. We finna show you the difference right now.
We finna show
because the Weeknd just did 350.
We finna show you something.
Weeknd just did 350.
But I think Sabrina dropping a deluxe.
Sabrina is dropping deluxe, and she has. Oh my God, I can't believe. I think Dolly Parton on the remix. Is Dolly Parton on the remix?
Shut the fuck up.
For Please, Please, Please.
Shut the fuck up.
It is a legend on the remix for Please, Please, Please.
God. Like Madonna, it's Madonna, Dolly Parton. Them the white legends right now. I think only two.
Yeah, I think it's Dolly Parton.
And we get new West Side next week.
It is. Dolly Parton is going to be on a deluxe version of Short and Sweet.
Whew.
Oh yeah, he might do 55K.
All right.
Yeah.
This has been incredible.
She's on Please, Please, Please.
This has been incredible.
Yeah.
This has been amazing. Thank you to the audience. Please like, subscribe, comment. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Yeah. Please be safe. Enjoy that first Luka LeBron lob.
Please gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly, please. God. We love you. I am D-Rock. That is the greatest DJ Ish. That is Barry. We are the show about nothing. You can love us. You can hate us. I just hope you pay us. Post for the thumbnail.